We are live. The Bengals season is starting. What's going on, everybody? Oh, you know what? I haven't done this. I haven't done this all year. Hold on, I gotta start over. Welcome to the jungle, everyone. I'm Kyle Phelps, and the Bengals season's starting. That's probably the way I should have started this, but you know what? Whatever. We good. I got YouTube TV, so now I actually do have access to the live streams of the games. At least the local games, and then like there's something to do with Sunday Ticket. I don't know exactly how that whole thing works, but point being, I should be able to watch the game today, and hopefully I won't be on a gigantic delay either. I don't know. We'll see how that works. But anyway, Jeff, go Bengals! Who dey? Let's go. Let's beat the Browns. Let's win a Week 1 fucking game for once. The nice thing is, and then Dan Davis too. Who dey? The nice thing is the Bengals injury report. I didn't really talk about this a whole lot on the Thursday episode, but we've been noticing that the Bengals injury report has been remarkably light all week. And then let's see, you had different for the Browns. The Browns have a laundry list of guys who are on their injury list. Now they only have one guy out, and that's Mike Hall, who I believe is a backup defensive tackle for them. So not a huge issue for him to be out. But point being, the Bengals are almost fully healthy, and it wasn't until like Thursday that B.J. Hill showed up. And even then, it's not an injury. It's even listed as not injury-related rest, and it's just because he's a veteran player. So the Bengals are healthy. My dad texted me before the game a few minutes ago and noted that, interestingly enough, McKinley Jackson is going to be inactive for this game. The Bengals elevated Mike Pennell, or Pennell, I don't know how to pronounce his name. But, that's what the Bengals activated Mike Pennell, and they left McKinley Jackson inactive. Also Howard Cross. I wasn't expecting Howard Cross to play anyway, but, Mike Pennell instead of McKinley Jackson today. Why? I'm not sure. Jermaine Burton is also inactive, so that's dumb. All that talk, man, all that talk about, I'm going to be, y'all need to stop talking about how I'm not, whatever. Like, fucking show us, Burton. Like, what the hell are you doing? Third round pick, like, what do you think's going to happen? People are just going to forget that we took you in the third round and you haven't done shit since you got here? Like, I challenge you to actually fucking do something. But whatever. Matt Lee's inactive. Marco Wilson's inactive. Cam Grandy. Those are the other three guys who I didn't talk about. None of whom are, like, really huge deals. Ted Karras is going to be the starting center, and he just signed an extension with the Bengals, so that's pretty cool. Marco Wilson's like a back-of-the-roster cornerback. Cam Grandy is a back-of-the-roster tight end, and we are loaded at tight end right now, so no issue there. I mean, if we got I think we have four guys. You got Drew Sample, Noah Fant, Mike Gesicki, and Tanner Hudson, who I guess all four of those guys are active. So that's enough fucking tight ends, I think. For the Browns, Shadur Sanders is their emergency third quarterback, so that's interesting. He's not even going to be he's available if both Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel go down with like an injury, but otherwise Shadur Sanders is not even going to be available to play today. Mike Hall Jr., Zach Zenter, KT Leviston, Gage Larvadane. I don't really know how that works. How you pronounce that last name. But, yeah, so not a lot of big notable guys as far as Browns inactive guys go. The only thing I wanted to note was that injury report was definitely very favorable toward the Bengals, which is, you got guys like you got Jack Conklin, Joe Bitonio. Those guys are both, like B.J. Hill, not injury-related rest types of things, but they're, on there. Myles Garrett's apparently dealing with a hip issue, nothing that should be a big problem, but he didn't practice on Thursday because of it, so maybe something to pay attention to a little bit. Mason Graham dealing with a shoulder issue. Now, he didn't miss practice at all, but they put him on the injury report. Shelby Harris has been dealing with an illness, probably nothing really to think about there. Cedric Tillman, who has been a bit of a problem for us before, thumb issue. I mean, full participation all week, but Denzel Ward has been dealing with a shoulder issue. But I wouldn't read too much into Denzel Ward because I believe he was like, a notable name on the injury report the last couple of times we played them, and he always does well against us. So I wouldn't read too much into Denzel Ward being potentially somewhat injured. What's going on, Mikey? Let's win, Ryan. Come on. I need a week 1 win. Like, it's literally been, I think, 3 years since the Bengals won week 1, and even then, oh wait, no, 22. Did they win week 1 in 22? Let's see. Here we go. Nope. Wrong. Here we go. Nope, they lost week 1 in 22. So it's been 4 years since they won in week 1. And that was the 2021 season, which was a, arguably kind of a questionable win over the Minnesota Vikings. They almost lost that game. And then I forget his name, the running back who at the time was a big deal. I forget his name off the top of my head right now. But he fumbled, and it was like maybe it was a fumble, maybe it wasn't. But that call ended up going in the Bengals' favor, and they ended up taking advantage of that and winning week 1. But the last time the Bengals definitively won a week 1 game, because it's almost certain they didn't win for game 1 in 2020. They lost to the Chargers 13-16. 2019. Good lord. 2019 was a bad year. 2018. I believe, they beat the Colts 34-23. I don't remember how definitive that was, because obviously, 2018 was a whole generation of Bengals ago. So I barely remember. But the last time they definitively won a week 1 game appears to be the 2018 season, the opener at the Colts. They won 34-23. So hopefully that Dalvin Cook, that's his name. Thank you, Mikey. Dalvin Cook. Who Dat and Who Day? Yep, that's our podcast. It's our podcast that we do now on Thursdays during the week right now. We're going to be doing that during Thursday night football games, and essentially we're going to be streaming and doing play-by-play and reactions and commentary and stuff, and then like podcasty stuff on the commercial breaks, basically. Let's see. Bengals had a bit of a comeback, looks like, in that Colts game. But anyway, we are getting ready to go here. One guy who I would like to see a lot out of this week is TJ Slayton. Just because I feel like the Bengals really need like a reliable nose tackle type, and like that could be Chris Jenkins, but like I feel like TJ Slayton could also be that guy. Now, he hasn't quite developed the way that like I was thinking he could have developed, but like TJ Slayton is a guy I've been high on as far as like a young nose tackle in the NFL goes. I've been pretty high on him for a while, so I'm hoping to see a decent amount out of him, especially with the Browns team that might need to run the ball a lot. I mean, honestly, like, this is going to be very interesting. Like y'all notice, I'm predicting a 17-10 win for the Bengals, which means I think this is actually going to be a bit of a defensive game. But that's partially because I think the Bengals are going to make a lot of silly mistakes on offense because it's week 1 and that's just what they do. And then the Browns offense, like, I know it's our defense, but like, I don't know. I have this feeling that the Bengals defense is going to be better this year. And like, I don't really have a good feeling about, well, maybe it is a good feeling because I don't like them, but from an analytical neutral standpoint, I don't really have a good feeling about the Browns offense this year, like really at all. And it's going to be a while before I think they have an offense of any value to really speak of. So, I mean, we'll see. Maybe I have to eat my words this week because the Bengals, being a Bengals fan is a difficult thing to do with your life. And the reason why I chose it is because I was born into it. I don't know. I don't know why anybody would make this choice naturally to be a Bengals fan, unless you just happen to be exactly 12 years old, or maybe 11 years old in 2021 when the Bengals made that miracle Super Bowl run, and you don't understand what being a Bengals fan is like. Or at least you didn't when you made the decision to be a Bengals fan, because you're like, I need a team that looks like a good team. So any middle schoolers who bandwagon to the Bengals, and then that just kind of became their team during the Super Bowl run. I am sorry. I apologize for your for one of your poor life choices. Hopefully, it's one of the only ones. But yeah, being a Bengals fan is a tough business. But we're gonna win today. We're gonna win today. And you know what? I really feel like this defense should be better, and this offense should be better. So there's no reason to think that, barring major injuries, knock on wood, barring major injuries this year, there's no reason to think they won't be able to make it back to the playoffs. I would think. But maybe I'm being too much of a homer. I don't know. I try to be neutral and analytical, but not, well, okay, I don't try to hide behind the guise of neutrality, but I do try to be analytical and honest. So, we'll see. Week 1 weirdness is real. It sure is. And that's why I'm predicting a low scoring game here, right? 17-10. And there's going to be a lot of weirdness. I feel like there's going to be more turnovers than we like. I saw, I believe it was Matt Minnick. It was either Matt Minnick or it was Mike Santagata, Bengals fans on Twitter, who are, they're also they're very much analytical guys, more than me. They're much smarter than me when it comes to football. I like being, like I'm about being a fan, but I also I personally want to be analytical and I'll hype my team as far as rooting for them and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys either. But yeah, it was either Matt Minnick or Mike Santagata that said that I think it was Mike that said that his prediction this week was that it was going to be a Bengals win, but it was going to be a way too close and uncomfortable result for both teams. We're gonna get the win, but we're not really gonna feel very good coming out of it. So that's more or less kind of what I'm predicting. The offense looks weird and dumb, but they managed to get the win because the defense is, has its issues, but is better than last year. So that's what I'm expecting to happen this week. Bengals 24-22, Cardinals 30-23. That's also a possibility, Mikey. I struggle to imagine the Browns offense being that productive I know it's the Bengals defense, but this Browns offense, led by an ancient Joe Flacco, and one of their running backs just got signed to the roster because of a legal issue. Deshaun Watson's out for the year, and even then that might be an upgrade. It's just chaos, and Kevin Stefanski feels just unstable. He might not even make it through the year, and you don't know how much any of those players in that system believe in what's going on. How much buy-in is there really? So I don't know. I could be wrong. The Bengals could piss me off. They do it a lot. But I've got a feeling that this Browns team is not really going to be something that does anything of any substance this year at all. Which honestly is one of the safest bets in football to take, is that the Browns are going to be bad. It doesn't always happen, but it usually happens. I was 10 when we striped the helmets. I was hooked for life. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah. I was 11, I think, when we changed to those blocky uniforms that we were wearing up until recently. That would have been, because that would have been, no, that was 2004 they did that, so I would have been 12, I think. I forget. Because 2003, even though Carson and Marvin were there in 2003, I think they were still wearing the old uniforms that the new ones, the new ones that we have now are somewhat modeled after. Those blocky modernist uniforms that I actually kind of liked, but a lot of people were yeah on, which I understand. I really liked them when I was a kid. I became less interested in them over time, but Yeah. Yeah, but that's cool. You know, you were 10 when they striped the helmets. My dad, I think, was... Let's see. That was 70... No. 81, right? All right, opening kickoff. I'll finish my thought here in a little bit. Opening kickoff, it is going to be returned by Charlie Jones, and he's going to get out to about the 32-yard line where he gets taken down. All right. Yeah, so 81, right? Yeah, it was 81, I think, when they striped the helmets, right? So my dad would have been 17, I want to say. 16, 17, around then. I'll see you later. Gotta get ready for the best team in the NFL to play. The Cardinals aren't that good, Mikey. I don't think they're anywhere close. All right, 1st and 10. And we got a bit of a stoppage. I think they're just resetting the ball. I'll get to your comment here in a second, Dan. All right. 1st and 10. From the 31-yard line, actually. Joe Burrow's going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw. He's got, looks like Noah Fant. There you go. Noah Fant, first pass of the season. And that's a first down for the Bengals. It was on a drag route there, I think. No, it wasn't on a drag route. It was on an out route. I thought he was coming from the other side, but no, he was coming from the right side. It was a nice little play design there. Get Noah Fant some productivity. All right, come on. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Joe Burrow's in the pistol now. He's got Chase Brown on the backfield there. And he is going to hand the ball off this time, and that was a bad thing to happen. he ends up only losing 1 yard when he should have lost like 3, so give him credit for sticking with the play there, but really lose a yard on that first play. On that first run, anyway. All right, well. We'll see what happens. So for those of you who have joined since I said it earlier, I've got YouTube TV now, so hopefully we're not going to be dealing with a bunch of delays and freezes, and I don't know how close I am to the action, but hopefully it's not too far off. All right, Joe Burrow clapping and then calling for the snap, and there's another shit run. I think he did get back to the line of scrimmage, and there's a flag. The Browns don't seem too upset about it, so I know it's offsides on the Browns. There you go. Cool. It did look to me like the Browns jumped a little bit when Joe Burrow was clapping. He was, like let's go, and then looked like he did get that. So, yeah, it was Myles Garrett too. He jumped. Good job on the hard count there by Joe Burrow to, turn that bad run into some extra yards and no loss of downs. So now suddenly, it's 2nd and 6, which feels like it was about to be 3rd and 9, so not too bad. Chase Brown's going to take the handoff there, and this time he actually does a pretty good job. Gets about 5 yards, not quite enough for the first down, but yeah, 3rd and 1. So that's going to be a very short. Probably run the ball again. I don't know. I mean, probably the move here is to run the ball again, but I mean, since you just had a good run, you could also play action here and maybe catch him a little off guard. I don't know. And then you're also putting the ball in your best player's hands in Joe Burrow, so maybe that's the move. I don't know. Anyway, 3rd and 1. Snap is taken. It is going to be a handoff, and Chase Brown bowls forward, does get the first down, doesn't get much beyond that, but hey, that's fine. We got a first down for the Bengals, and the offense is moving the ball. It's a bit of a, stuttered move, but they're moving. So, let's keep this going. Let's go. New Jersey, huh? All right. Like I said, I'll get to your comment here when we get a break. Joe Burrow in the, I don't know, half formation? I don't know. This is going to be a play action. It's going to be a pass to Noah Fant. He's going to drop it. Probably better anyway because he was going to get tackled for a loss there. So 2nd and 10, and at least you can just, at least you didn't lose yards. I don't know why Joe Burrow threw that ball. I mean, possibly because he was getting rushed and just wanted to get rid of it. But probably best that Noah Fant just dropped the ball there. Which is not something you often say, but in this case. In this case, I think that was just, fortunate that happened. I don't think he meant to, but going to be a handoff to Chase Brown there, and he's got a nice little hole. Picks up about 6 yards, I want to say. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now. So the running game's starting to get going a little bit. I'm not in love with the idea of Lucas Patrick being our starting right guard right now, but I think the main reason for that is because Dalton Reisner just got here. So I think the plan is for him to start long term, but, it was too late in the offseason, so now it's not happening. 3rd and 4. Joe Burrow from the shotgun formation. From the 40-yard line, takes a snap, rolls back, throws, and he's got a man, T. Higgins, with the contested catch, and the Bengals are in field goal range. It was a nice little, it was like in route there by T. Higgins. A nice little corner in route. That was contested. It may not have been the best pass of all time for Joe Burrow, but at the same time, that was also probably the best place to put it, considering the situation. So maybe it was intentional. I don't know. He's usually pretty accurate. So from the 27-yard line, Chase Brown gets the handoff, and he gets right through the line, almost manages to break the first tackle, but does not, and he picks up a first down, but there is a flag, so I'm wondering if it's holding. Oh, illegal formation on the Bengals. Okay, well, never mind. All right, that's coming back. That was a good run. The running game is starting to heat up, so, that's good news, because it wasn't doing very good on the first couple of plays, but if the running game can get going and they can keep extending these offensive drives, then that's definitely good news. Chose the Bengals as a kid because tigers are the best animal. They must be the best team. I do like tigers. That's obviously not why I picked the Bengals, but... All right, shotgun snap for Joe Burrow on 1st and 15. It's going to be a pass to Chase Brown, and he picks up about 7, 8 yards on that play. So still being productive on offense, even though they went backwards on the last play. But at least they got to keep the down. I think that helps. Born in March 1991, so you're only like about a year older than me then, in New Jersey, which is an interesting place to become a Bengals fan. Literally never saw a playoff victory until that Super Bowl run. Yeah, me too, Dan. I was born in 92, so I had the same problem. You were born a year before me, but, basically the same experience. 2nd and 7 from the 24-yard line. It's going to be a throw to Jamar Chase, who manages to get out of the first tackle and then falls forward for about a 6-yard gain with what could have been like a 3-yard gain. So it's now going to be 3rd and 1, and they have a good chance to continue extending this drive. Jay is here. What's going on, Jay? Long time no see, but it's good to be back. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I streamed one preseason game. I tried to get to them all, but it's preseason, so I didn't really care that much. Handoff to Chase Brown, who dices through the Browns defensive line, gets to the second level, and drags a couple people before he gets taken down, and that's going to be another Bengals first down. You love to see it. This Bengals offense is definitely right now looking about like pretty much exactly what you'd expect. Maybe not as many explosive plays so far as, maybe you could come to expect from such a high caliber offense, but the offensive line looks substantially improved. There's a ton of weapons to go to with the ball. It's going to be another handoff to Chase Brown. He gets right through the line, almost breaks the 3rd tackle, but he can't, so it's only going to be a 9-yard gain. But, man, he was so close to breaking that and getting in the end zone. Oh, that could have been 6, y'all. That was so close to being 6. But he does at least get the first down, though. He gets to about the 3.5-yard line there. And 4, I think they'll call it the 4-yard line. I'm trying to be precise, but oh, they're calling it 5. I don't know about that. They're saying he didn't even get the first down. That's bullshit. All right. No, nice little stutter step there by Chase Brown, and then he changes direction. Initially went to the right side, but changes direction, finds a hole on the other side, gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals! Let's go, baby! First drive. You get 6. Hopefully 7. We'll see what happens with Evan. But get 6 on the first drive, and that's what you want to see out of, like, you spend this much money on. Yeah, he went right into Noah Fant's back. Looked like he was going to get stopped dead in his tracks, but kept his head on his, kept a swivel on his head, and managed to see that there was, wide open space to his left, and just zoom. Chase Brown, man. Gotta love it. No, I knew there was a reason I took him in some of my fantasy leagues. All right, Evan McPherson, extra point is up, and that did not look like the best snap, but he gets it in. So 7-0. Bengals take the lead. Let's go. 81. Yeah, I almost paused because I was like, I feel like it was like the year that they changed the uniforms. They went to the Super Bowl, which is funny because when the Bengals changed their uniforms again in 21 and went to the Super Bowl that year. So maybe it's just like the year that they changed the uniforms is the year when magic happens, right? The only thing is like 2004 is when they changed to the blocky uniforms. And they... Well, no, because that was their first winning season in like however many years 2004 was. Because 2003, I think they went 8-8. And it was like, oh, hey, look, there's something to feel good about with this Bengals team. And then the following year, they went 9-7. And that was their first winning record since the 1990 playoff season. So, yeah, the Bengals just... Every time the Bengals change their uniforms, they have a historically remarkable season. It's sad. It was really sad that in 2004 having a winning record was historic, but it was because it hadn't happened in like over a decade at that point. He loves the Saints, man. You got to give him credit. Is NFL ticket on YouTube worth it? Okay, so first of all, it's $83, so it depends on whether you want to pay $83 or not. It might even be more than that because I think YouTube TV is $83, and then Sunday Ticket's more on top of that. So it depends on how much you want it really. Like, I've got I'm full time at my job now again because I'm out of school. And I've got this other I've got my freelance stuff where I can make extra money. I've got this one client who is really gives me a lot of work, right? So my thought process this year is like I might just like I'm doing a free trial right now on YouTube TV, and I'll probably do a free trial on Sunday Ticket, if I need it. But if it works well for me, I might consider doing it because I can basically just work extra and then pay for the thing just by basically putting in a couple extra hours with my freelance work, right? But that's just something that's an option to me, just because of my situation. It really depends on how you value your money, I guess. But like I haven't really YouTube TV so far seems very nice. It's also somewhat expensive, but cable's expensive, so if you already have cable, YouTube TV might be the better move there. Sunday Ticket, I don't like how expensive it is, but if you have that and YouTube TV, then you don't they don't black out your games, like your home team's games. So all right, that's going to be a kickoff return to about the 32-yard line. And looked like it was good coverage, and they didn't tackle very well. So it is what it is. But as far as Sunday Ticket, I think I do like YouTube TV. I will give YouTube TV credit. That does seem to be pretty good. I don't know if Sunday Ticket's good or not yet because I haven't tested it out yet. But by itself, probably not. But paired with YouTube TV, maybe. I'll let you know when I actually activate that. Football's back, Connor. Football sure is back. Let's go. Hooday. All right, Joe Flacco is going to hand the ball off to... I should probably look up the Browns players. Either way, it's a good run. Dylan Sampson. He's a rookie that they got out of Tennessee. I don't even... I don't remember him at all. I'll let y'all know here in a second. All right, so it's going to be a shotgun formation for Joe Flacco. He's motioning a man to his left. And he's taking a while to actually get the play off. Just kind of sitting back there trying to figure out what he's going to do. He's going to fake the handoff. It's going to be a play action. It's going to be a throw to the fullback, I believe. Harold Fannin Jr. And that's going to be a first down. So, same old Bengals defense, y'all. I'm sorry, he's a tight end. I did know he went to Bowling Green, though. Did know that. All right, Dylan Sampson. Oh, it was a 4th-round pick. I don't remember that, but yeah. Okay, so Dylan Sampson was the one with the run earlier, and Harold Fannin with the catch. Now, good Lord, Trey Hendrickson being in there makes me feel really good, but good Lord, we need him to, he's about, the only one I trust to pass rush right now. So that's going to be a screen pass to Isaiah Bond. Another rookie. It's going to be a screen pass to Isaiah Bond there, and screen passes are, in fact, the kryptonite of the Cincinnati Bengals. So he ends up getting 7 yards out of it because they're just not... 5 yards. My bad. Because they don't know how to deal with it. Great. T's playing? Yeah, T's playing. Yeah. Well, he just got extended, man. He's not worried about that extension anymore. All right, it's going to be a handoff. And the Bengals do a good job of stopping that one. Give them credit. That's Jerome Ford, I believe. Only got about 2 yards on the outside run. Yep, Jerome Ford. Former Cincinnati Bearcat, but now he's the enemy. He's a Cleveland Brown. So, no love. No love until you're out of them brown stripes. All right, 3rd and 3 now. Guess they only gave him 1 yard. No, they did give him 2. Okay. 3rd and 3 now. Joe Flacco's in the shotgun formation. He's got Jerome Field in the backfield with him. He's motioning Harold Fannin to his, into the right, but still on the left side. All right, there's going to be a handoff. And the Bengals, there you go, take him down. Oh, it took forever to tackle him. B.J. Hill took forever to tackle him, but they got him down. So it's going to be 4th down and about 1. Now, what do the Browns do here? Because, you may be a little too close to... Well, no. They could go for it here. They're at about the 48-yard line, so they could go for it here, but they could also not. Maybe a little too... I imagine they're at least going to bring the offense out, though. Let's see if they actually snap it. Do have TJ Slayton on the field here, so I'd like to see what he does. All right, Joe Flacco motioning a man to his right, and they are going to snap it. It's going to be a handoff, and he gets it. Nobody's paying attention. That was they handed off to the fullback. Got it in. God damn it, Bengals. This is the Bengals defense for you, man. They every once in a while do something good, and then they screw it up by just being bad overall. You had Demetrius Knight trying to basically hit it on the outside, but he took too much of a step, and then he had to cut back in, and at that point it was over. Demetrius Knight's a rookie, though. Hopefully he'll get better. 46-yard line. Joe Flacco, shotgun formation. He's going to throw it, and it gets tipped at the line by, I almost said Geno Atkins. Who's 97? Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart's 97? That seems disrespectful. All right, well, good play by Shamar Stewart, though. I'll give him that. There's a flag on the play, and it's pass interference on the Bengals? The ball, it was tipped! What? Or was it am I okay, it was only one hand, so that's not pass interference, right? What is that? What's just the one hand? Oh, illegal contact? Is that what they're calling? Contact to... God damn it. Well, this is the Bengals defense. This is what it's always been. From the 41, I was hoping Al Golden could fix this shit, but it doesn't seem like he's done it yet. But, it's a long season. We'll see. It's going to be a fake handoff, and Bengals bit hard on that one. Joe Flacco gets the ball off, and that's going to be about a 5.5-yard gain for the Browns. At least the offense is looking good, but we knew this was going to be this year, right? We knew it was going to be the offense looking good. My hope was that the defense would look improved, but they look about the fucking same right now. Look like nothing's changed. But then again, they're also, to some extent, they're relying on a lot of young guys. Like Demetrius Knight being a rookie. Hopefully he doesn't, hopefully he learns from that mistake. He took, too wide of an angle on that tackle. So hopefully those are things you learn from, right? All right, it is going to be a handoff this time, and he does not get very much. He gets about a yard, maybe two. That was Dylan Sampson again. Bengals do a good job of covering that. Now, I will say one thing. I do kind of I like the style we have where Mikey is calling the play-by-play and then I'm calling the color commentary because that gives me a second to think about what I'm saying before I say it. Because I know who these players are. It's just saying it in the spur of the moment sometimes isn't what I do best. Nice play there by Cam Taylor, and they're gonna flag him. Yeah. I said nice play, but as I was saying it, I'm like, he's awful handsy on Jerry Jeudy on that play. Yeah, pass interference on Cam Taylor-Britt. Yeah. He was all over him. Jerry Jeudy really should have had a chance to catch that ball and didn't get anything because Cam Taylor-Britt was basically in the process of tackling him. So, yeah, he's grabbing all over him. Yeah. Can't do that, Cam. This is the Bengals defense. This is indeed the Bengals defense. At least they're making them take their sweet time. At least they're not giving them giant chunk yardage. Because that was always the deal with Lou Anarumo, right? All right, David Njoku gets the pass, and there's a flag on that play. I think this might be holding on the Browns, though. I think it's going to be holding, so I think it's going to be coming back. And he only got 2 or 3 yards anyway. Welcome back, Conley. Oh, they're saying pass interference. They might be saying pass interference on the Browns. Pass interference on the Browns. Okay. I guess. I didn't see that, but perhaps. I remember all 3 Super Bowls. I've watched all 3 Super Bowls. Sort of. I haven't really watched the full game of the 81 Super Bowl, but I've seen pretty much all of the important plays. I have watched a full game of the 88 Super Bowl, though. I found it on YouTube one year, and when I was 16, I took some time to just watch it all the way through. All right. Touchdown, Chase Brown. Gotta love it. 6.5 minute opening drive. Yep, and they're making the Browns take, basically, they're making the Browns take longer. That is part of the appeal. All right, and that's going to be 44 is going to get tackled by 44. That's pretty cool. Harold Fannin Jr. gets the pass from Joe Flacco for about 5 yards. Demetrius Knight, with some help, is the one who first gets there. I think he gets credited for the tackle. I think that's the way that works. But 44 is tackled by 44. Not something you see all that often, because I don't know how many 44s there really usually are in the NFL. It's not a number I'm used to seeing a whole lot. Joe Flacco takes a shotgun snap, throws. He's got Harold Fannin again, but again only 4 yards. Maybe 4 yards. Might even be 3. So it's probably going to be 3rd and 10, maybe 3rd and 9. Let's go. Hopefully, yep. And the D's turn to step it up. It is the D's turn to step it up. But this is what the defense used to do, is they used to let you do whatever you want throughout most of the field, and then they stopped you for they got better once you got closer to the end zone. And if they can go back to doing that, they got to the Super Bowl that way, so maybe you can do something. I don't know. Joe Flacco, shotgun snap. He's going to throw, and that is nice play. Nice defense there, DJ Turner. Knocking that ball away from Jerry Jeudy, but I think they're going to call pass interference on it. I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one because I don't think he impeded Jerry Jeudy. I don't think he didn't hit on his arms or anything. Jerry Jeudy was I think he was just trying to keep up. I don't think this is pass interference. I think they're going to call it, though. Pass interference on DJ Turner. There you. I mean, that was probably more contact than you should be doing, But, man, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Yep, he grabbed the jersey and he turned, and you're always going to be... No, he didn't! He didn't! That's bullshit! He didn't grab at all! He did not grab at all. That's bullshit. That the ref who was behind him didn't see, so he just assumed he grabbed. But there was no grabbing. He touched him. He didn't grab him. That's a BS fucking call. That is BS. That is not pass interference. I'm fucking pissed about that, dude. God damn. All right, it's going to be a direct snack this time to Harold Fannin Jr., and he only gets like 1.5 yards, so defense is pissed, as they should be. The Browns player slow to get up. I think he's getting up, though. That's Wyatt Teller. But I think he's getting up. I think he was just a little slow. My point about Lightning still stands. I don't remember what your point was about Mark. Sorry. Here's hoping old man Flacco throws an interception or two to secure the Bengals' victory. Well, Flacco has thrown a lot of interceptions to the Bengals over the years, so I wouldn't be shocked. Better not ruin Devin Neal. Yeah, they probably will. You and Mikey did do well together. Oh, thank you. I think it took a little while for us to get into a rhythm, but it was also the first time we'd ever done something like that. I think it works best with him doing the play-by-play and then me doing the commentary. At the time, we made that switch because I was so far behind that it made more sense. But I think in general that's just better because I think I do better when I have a second to think about what I'm saying rather than trying to call it like live. But, you know. But thanks for saying we did that well. So, you know, hopefully that will just work well going forward. Ted Karras in a commercial. That's... Oh, and Sam Hubbard. I see. Okay, so it's just Bengals players. And Sam Hubbard being a retired Bengals player, but still. Knight hits physical. Yeah, well, he needs to hit more efficiently. Because he's missed a couple of things that could have been better tackles, and one that he just totally whiffed. So Knight's got a little bit of work for improvement so far, but he's also a rookie, and it's his first game in the NFL, a first regular season game in the NFL. So I'll give him a little bit of slack for now, but Knight is definitely not playing at the level that I want him to ultimately play at right now. Don't like all this yellow laundry on the field in this drive. Big AI. Big Al has to instill some discipline on... Al Golden, duh. Yeah. Yep. Well, like I said, that pass interference on DJ Turner was bullshit. Like, Jerry Jeudy... Like, he had his arm around Jerry Jeudy, and Jerry Judy's body moved, but you saw on replay, that was Jerry Jeudy who was doing the moving. It wasn't like he didn't, DJ Turner did not grab. That was just a great play by DJ Turner. So I BS that they called... pass interference on that. But the good news is the Browns only seem to be able to move the ball because of the flags. You know, like if the Bengals can shore up the penalties, then, you know, I'm just saying there's potential there. Bleeping zebra, I agree. Bungles, well, the defense for sure. Brent, I don't know if I've seen you before, so even though you're talking shit, welcome. All right, and oh god, an awful whiff there. Horrendous whiff. There is a flag on the play, but there was an absolutely awful whiff there on Oren Burks on that screen pass. I was talking about Demetrius Knight, but good lord, Oren Burks, what are you doing? Personal foul, roughing the passer on a screen pass. Good. On Trey Hendrickson, apparently. He's like, wah. Okay. That's funny. I'm almost not even mad that he got a penalty. Just because that was funny. Let's see. Okay. I understand what he's saying. Because, what did he do? He accidentally hit his... He accidentally, palmed his face mask. But he didn't grab. He didn't do anything particularly egregious. He just accidentally hit it. So, yeah, I agree. Wah. That's bullshit. I don't know what the actual rule on that is anymore, but it does seem to be they're calling it consistently, so I guess. But good lord. Some of these penalties are just an absolute fucking sham. All right, Jerome Ford's going to get the handoff. Bengals hold him to 2 yards, but he only needs 4 yards to get in the end zone, so we need to do a little bit better than that. Call like that is regular for the Bengals. Damn, yeah, dude, these referees. I'm not a big fan. Like, I'm not usually a guy who like blames the refs for whatever's happening. And I will say the Bengals defense could be playing better right now, but like the refs right now are, I'm not a big fan of what they're doing. All right, Bengals, I think, managed to only give Jerome Ford a yard there. Might have given him a yard and a half, so it's going to be, I think it's going to be goal and inches to go on third down here. We'll see. Can they stop them? Jeff says, wow. Wow. Starting to look like we're playing two teams. Zebra. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, to be honest, the defense isn't playing great, but, like, there's been a couple of times where they should have had a stop, and I think the penalties, not all of the penalties have been wrong, but, like, that penalty on Trey Hendrickson was shitty, but maybe it's consistent. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be I formation. It's going to be a handoff, and the Bengals stop them. There you go, fourth down. There you go. Bengals defense gets it done. Logan Wilson, I think, is the one who got to the runner there. Good job. And the Browns, I mean, they're close enough. Maybe you go for it, but I don't know. The Bengals defense has been pretty good against the run today, so it might be a little silly, honestly, to go for it here. That was almost a really dangerous. Like, he almost rolled up on the Browns guy there. What's going on here? Are they going to go for it? I mean, I'm sure they're going to line up to, like, they're going to go for it. Well, they are going for it. All right, and he gets in. Fuck. This is what I'm saying. This is it's like fucking deja vu from last year, y'all. Oh no, there's a flag! Ooh, there's a flag. What's the flag? Holding. Let's get a holding, because then they're probably going to take a field goal if they get pushed back. Kevin Stefanski's pissed, and they're moving back. Let's go. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, it's luck, but you know what? Luck is part of what got them to the Super Bowl on defense. It's luck, but it works out. You know what? With all the shit calls they've had against the Bengals on this drive, I think it's fair. The fact that they're even getting 3 points is, I think, a little BS. Now they're calling fuck. God damn it. Yep, they changed their minds. What were they looking for? Raheem Sanders, by the way, on the touchdown. It looked like they were like potentially going to call taunting on the Browns, which, by the way, you would still get. I believe even with the taunting, the touchdown would still count, right? Like even with the taunting, the touchdown would still count, I believe. So none of this really mattered. The question is, are you going to back them up on the extra point, which they didn't, so. All right, extra point is up, and that is good. Fuck. Well, the good news is the Browns needed a shit ton of help from the refs to score at all on that drive, so a little bit more discipline, and I think the Bengals. A little bit more discipline, and I think the Bengals will be able to stop them and do pretty well. It's the second quarter, by the way. Fuck. Thanks, Jim. No flag? Yeah, I don't know. I think they were potentially looking at taunting because the guy was, like, doing this. Which, again, the fact that they even had to consider whether that was taunting or not shows you how fucking absolutely ridiculous these taunting rules are, right? Like, if they did call taunting, I would have still been pissed. Like, I would have still been absolutely fucking ragingly pissed at the taunting on that, you know? Like, I think like I said, if I don't think it would have, but if it did for some reason undo the touchdown and force them into a field goal situation, I would have taken it because I felt like the refs were really egregiously like fucking over the Bengals on that drive in like key situations. But at the same time, I think that I would still be pissed about the actual call itself. Like, I hate these taunting rules. And the only reason I would have taken that in that situation is just because of, like, karma for the other bad calls. But, like, not because I agree with the taunting call. I wish they would have, gotten some phantom offsides or something like that, But, like, I don't just hate these taunting rules because they're ambiguous to call. I hate these taunting rules because they make the product worse. Like, football's an emotional game. Football is a spectacle. Like, that's a big part of why a lot of people watch. And I understand some, like, I've talked to some, like, older people who've made the argument that they're like, well, I don't want my son, seeing that and then, like, going to school and then, like, imitating it because he saw it on TV and these guys are role models and blah, 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 blah. And, like, first of all, shut the fuck up. Like, have you seen half of these fucking cartoons that these kids watch that, like, like some of the shit my son watches on the cartoons, has some of the most, like, disrespectful shit you've seen in it. And I still let him watch because, like, it's a cartoon and he's a kid, and I watched a bunch of disrespectful shit when I was a kid and things turned out okay. You gotta be a good parent. But, like, I completely disagree with the idea that you gotta make the NFL players not be like just be like shining fucking members of whatever. Nice return there by Charlie Jones, by the way. But I completely disagree with this idea that, you've got to basically make the NFL players act like robots to try to act like good role models. Like, I don't think that that's a good role model at all. Because, you think what you're doing is you're showing kids that you need to be a professional in your job. But what you're doing is you're showing kids that the only acceptable way to behave is to act like a robot. And that's ridiculous to me. Now, I mean, like, yeah, maybe, like, obscene gestures and stuff like that. You don't let that slide. But I think that's also more of a fine situation than it's like a penalty situation, because that doesn't take away from the sport. That's why these taunting rules are ridiculous. The fines, maybe, run your business the way you want to run it, but the penalty aspect of it is completely, absolutely, unbelievably ridiculous. The penalty that cost the Lions against the Cowboys in 2023. I hate taunting, dude. What was the flag? Geez. And I think they were looking at taunting, I believe. They threw it and just said, nah, they need the help. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, kind of felt like that's what the refs were doing in favor of the Cowboys for much of that Cowboys-Eagles game. But I think ultimately they made some bad calls on the Eagles too, so it kind of evened out. But good Lord, the refs just, it brings down the value of the product. And that's the thing. Like, the NFL's a business, right? How is devaluing your product helping you make more money? Because isn't that your whole job, is to make more money? Like, I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Like, I can't wait until whatever generation's making the decisions in the NFL, like, moves on and, like, their kids take over, and hopefully their kids have a better mentality about it, because, like, these taunting rules are just so fucking, they're hard to figure out in the first place, and they're ambiguously called, and they're so fucking tight ass about it that, like, the fact that they're getting these massive game changing penalties over it is just ridiculous. Like, fines, yes, fine them, but the penalties are just stupid. It's stupid. It's the most ridiculous flag in the sport, Conley. Exactly, it's a spectator sport. It's about spectacle. It's about, intrigue. It's about interest. And yes, kids watch the game too. But like I said, I don't think it's a good message to send to kids that they should be acting like robots either. The no fun league, the no South Park all the way. Yeah, South Park's great. I don't think kids should be watching South Park, but, I love South Park. I also watched South Park when I was a kid, but... Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't like South Park when I was a kid. A lot of my friends did, and I would have if I liked it, but I didn't like the show. I thought it was dumb. And then, I grew up, and I like it more now. 10-0 Colts over Dolphins, and 10-9 Steelers over Jets. Well, hopefully the Jets can pull that one out. I will keep up with the scores a little bit later. That wasn't taunting. They threw the flag because they thought 79 didn't report as eligible. Oh! Okay, well that changes the whole dynamic. And that would have actually knocked him out of the thing. I don't know, but like I have no way of analyzing that either. Like I don't know if he did or didn't. The ref said he did, I guess. But it was just because like Kevin Stefanski was doing this, and it was in relation to the guy on the field who was doing this. So I figured they thought it was some sort of BS taunting. The fact that I even thought it was taunting for that long shows you how stupid these fucking rules are. It's going to be a handoff to Chase Brown. He gets maybe a half yard from that. But you see, this is what I'm saying. Like I just spent like 10 minutes ranting about the taunting rules because I thought they were trying to call that taunting. Now remember, I watch these games with the sound off, so I can't hear what they're talking about. But like the fact that I just spent 10 minutes thinking that they were talking about taunting, I think it's just proof that the taunting rules are the dumbest fucking things ever because nobody can figure out what the fuck they even mean, and they're inconsistently called, and they're way too strict in a lot of situations. All right, Joe Burrow. Shotgun snap. Rolls back. 2nd and 9. Looking out right. Throws to Chase Brown. There's a flag on the play. I'm guessing it's probably going to be holding. Only gets like a half a yard. So if it's holding, then... Bad offense on this play. Bengals offensive lineman's hurt. Can't see who that is. I think it might be Lucas Patrick, which is interesting. I mean, it's bad. You don't want to see it. I can't tell, though. It's 60... Yeah, it is Lucas Patrick. Okay, I thought it was. It was either Lucas Patrick or it was Ted Karras, because it was like a white dude with a beard. It looked like Lucas Patrick's beard, but I wasn't sure. All right, well, Lucas Patrick's hurt. They say an illegal shift? Or is the penalty declined? Is that what they're saying? I think the penalty was declined. All right, well, Lucas Patrick's hurt now. So the question is, who is going to come in his replacement? Does Dalton Risner show up? I'm sure the Bengals depth chart will probably give us a pretty good idea. So according to the Bengals depth chart, the backup right guard is indeed Dalton Risner. So I'm guessing we're going to get to see how Dalton Risner does. So maybe a little bit earlier than the Bengals anticipated, but I think that's part of why they had him as the backup, right? Because they just hadn't had that wear and tear yet, so they wanted him to warm up a little on the season before he's like fully starting. It's not so much a skill thing as it is a preparedness thing. Just fumbled every second, easy second place for the AFC East. Who just fumbled? Who just fumbled, Richard? Oh, your last comment. Tua proving he's a trash quarterback. Dude threw a pick in the first play, worst quarterback in the division. No. I mean, I think at this point he's clearly the third quarterback in the division. But like Justin Fields is better than Tua? I don't think so. He threw a pick. He's not great, but Justin Fields is on his third team, right? And he's still a young guy. So I think Justin Fields is probably decidedly the worst quarterback in the division. Richard, come on. I mean, it's not Drake May. Good news for you, the Patriots fan. It's not Drake May, but Drake May's, I think, probably, we'll have to see how he does, but Drake May's probably the second best quarterback in the division. Except for the 2022 season, Tua has never been good for Miami. I don't think I agree with that. I think Tua's generally been pretty good for the Dolphins. The issue is getting hurt. The injuries have been the issues for Tua. And there has been some, up and down play too. I'm not saying he's perfect. He's an amazing quarterback. But I think he's a pretty good quarterback. And a lot of his problem is the fact that he keeps getting knocked off his, vibe, right? Bet your bottom dollar the highlights of games will show celebrations and claiming celebrating isn't taunting is BS, such a stupid flag. Yeah, I agree. All right, Dalton Risner is indeed in the game now. So let's go. Kindly, I'll answer your comment here in a second. All right, 3rd and 8. Joe Burrow's in the shotgun formation. Got Dalton Risner out there. I kind of want to see how he does. Good block. All right, Joe Burrow, he's going to throw. He's got Mike Gesicki, and that's a first down. There you go. And Dalton Risner's immediately making an impact. Now, it wasn't an amazing block, but it was a good block. It was a solid. It's better than what fucking, what's his nuts would have done last year. Alex Kappa. Last year, to be clear, Alex Kappa was good for a while. He fell off. All right, Mike Gesicki with the big first down reception. Let's go. Joe Burrow, shotgun formation from the 45-yard line. Takes a snap, rolls back, looking around, throws it short to Chase Brown because he runs out. It's Samaje Perine because he runs out of time. That was poor blocking on the left side. I didn't see if that was Orlando Brown or who's our left guard? Dylan Fairchild. I didn't see who it was that missed that block. I don't know if we're going to get a replay, so I guess I'll never know. I could probably figure it out, but I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm not going to go back and look at that one play just to see who it was. All right. Shotgun formation for Joe Burrow once again. Samaje Perine to the right side in his backfield. He's going to wind up. He throws it for Jamar Chase, and it's too far. That's overthrown. Denzel Ward doing a good job of getting in Jamar Chase's way so he can't complete the route, but not so much that he ends up causing pass interference. So, it's a good play by Denzel Ward there. Yep. Joe Burrow, I think he just ended up throwing that ball away because that wasn't even catchable. Welp. 3rd and 9. Come on. Let's at least get a field goal out of this drive, y'all. Because right now, they're in true no man's land. Like, 3rd and 9, you're at the 44-yard line, but, like, you're going to have to punt if you don't get it. All right, Joe Burrow steps up out of the pocket. He's going to keep it himself, runs for about 2 yards, and that just makes it worse. Like, do you just try to have Evan McPherson kick a long field goal here? Like, do you see if Ryan Rico is going to be able to, like, corner coffin him? Because, like, it's going to be 4th and 7. You can't really go for it here. Man, Myles Garrett doing a good job chasing Joe Burrow down there. And I mean, like, Orlando Brown did the best he could on that, you know? Like, he did lose a little bit of control of Myles Garrett, but, like, after the point where he really shouldn't have been expected to have control of him. All right, so they are going to punt here. And Rico boots it. And that's going to go in the end zone. Fuck. God damn it. What a fucking waste. Dude, you're that close. You should be able to pin him. That was a shit punt, dude. All right. You didn't like South Park because Brandon kept calling you a stupid Jew. No, I didn't like South Park because I thought the show was stupid. Like, y'all used to watch it at Brandon's house. And I watched a couple episodes. I remember the Michael Jackson episode where, like, his face melted. I thought that was I thought it was gross. I didn't like it. I do like that episode now. When I was like 12, I thought it was a very unpleasant episode. I was just like, this is a weird show. And then y'all wanted to watch, like, the South Park movie, and I was bored through most of it. I don't know. Again, both things I think are phenomenal now. It's just at the time I didn't like them. It's how O-Lineman report is eligible. Oh, doing this? Oh, well, there you go. I didn't know that. Richard, maybe even 3rd. Maybe. See how the... I think probably 3rd. Honestly, the way they're playing, I'm betting the Patriots will probably be 2nd place, for sure. Your rant still stands? Yeah, no, for sure. The fact that I thought it was taunting just shows you how stupid taunting is. The hate of taunting flags remains the same still. Yes, dude, it's the most absolutely stupid rule in the entire goddamn league. I hate it. It's worse than literally anything. Touchdown now, 17-0 Colts. There you go. Reisner incoming. Yeah, Reisner did a good job, but the offense ended up kind of stalling out a little bit. So, and then Rico with the stupid punt didn't help at all. Justin Fields is definitely playing better. What, than Drake May? Or than Tua. Okay, that's fair. Mike must be watching his aints. Yeah, he is. He's streaming them right now. Justin Fields is still a young QB. He is, but he's also not really. He's on his 3rd team. So, like, clearly he's got some issues. Told Mikey his trash Saints are fighting for the first overall. Aints are back. Yeah, well, I think he knows that too. Like he's saying, oh, we could make the playoffs, but I think that's just blind hope. I don't think. I think if he was really being neutral about it, I don't think he would argue. Because I mean, he put the Saints at number 32 in his power rankings at one point. Now he's saying they can make the playoffs. I don't quite get that. All right, good run stopping there by Logan Wilson, who is having a good game. Looks like that's I forget his name again. 22. Dylan Sampson got the ball again. Couldn't really do a whole lot with it. Gonna be 2nd down and 9. Mikey predicted his Aints would be 10 and 7. Yeah, but he also put them at number 32 in his power rankings at one point. And then he's like, we're gonna be 10 and 7. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Lucky to win any games? Oh, I don't know about that, Richard. I think I had them going 6 and 11 personally. I don't think they're the worst. They're going to be the worst team, the absolute worst team in the NFL. I think they're going to surprise some people. Joe Flacco, play action pass, and he's going to be TJ Slayton with the nice pressure isn't quite able to get to Joe Flacco fast enough, so we can't tackle him for the sack. But the pressure makes Joe Flacco have to throw that ball away. Nice to see TJ Slayton getting in there and having good play. Refs are keeping them in somehow. Yeah. Yep. I mean, the offense did have a bad drive. The offense had a bad drive. Like, we can't... Like, the reason the Bengals aren't winning right now is because the Bengals offense had a bad drive. All right, well, it's going to be 3rd and 8. Can you finish it off here? Joe Flacco, shotgun snap. Trey Hendrickson's rushing him quickly, and that is tipped. Falls for an incompletion. It's going to be 4th and 8. And the Browns are going to have to punt. Oh, God. There we go. Defense coming through. I prefer Beavis and Butthead over South Park. I don't. Like, Beavis and Butthead is like, can be funny, but can also be incredibly annoying. I'm up and down on Beavis and Butthead, I'm not going to lie. Like, Beavis and Butthead's fun to quote, but I find less fun to watch. All right, Bojorquez comes out for the punt, and that's a much better punt than the bullshit that we got from Ryan Rico. All right, Charlie Jones is going to return it. It's going to be a nice return. Gets to the 45, 46-yard line. There you go. Found a seam. That's going to be good field position. There you go. Now, hopefully the offense doesn't stall this time. In 20 of the last 26 openers, the Clowns have started a different quarterback. 41 total starting quarterbacks in those seasons. Yep, that sounds about right. That does sound about right. The Browns, part of the problem is there's been some quarterbacks that the Browns have had that have been okay. And considering their situation, making a big move to get rid of them wasn't really going to help too much. Part of the Browns' problem over the last, 26 years, essentially, has been the fact that they've just been completely unwilling to build around guys. Like Tim Couch. Like, what they did to Tim Couch, I already didn't like the Browns because they're a rival and, their fans were somehow cocky when I was a kid, even though they just got their team back. But I hate them even more because of what they did to Tim Couch. Like, Tim Couch should have been, maybe not a great NFL quarterback, but he should have been like a long-term starter in the NFL. He should have had a good career. And they just fucking screwed him over. Tim Couch deserved better than the Browns, dude. Never asked what you thought about Red Zone no longer being commercial-free. Well, I never really watched Red Zone much myself. Never really was a big fan of Scott Hansen's commentating style. But I do think it sucks because that's part of, the appeal of Red Zone. So, I mean, I'm starting to feel like if there's commercials now, then, is there even really any reason to watch Red Zone anymore? Like, I feel like they might be shooting themselves in the foot. As far as, my personal feelings, I mean, whatever. Business is gonna business. It does kind of feel part of, the NFL trying to do everything they can to make football harder and harder for fans to watch. Which, again, you want to talk about the NFL damaging its own product. It just feels like all it's been doing for the last, it feels like since the NFL has grown to this absolute behemoth level, ever since they got to that point, they've just been making poor decision after poor decision about what to do with it. And it's going to bite them in the ass one day, the same way that it did with baseball. That's how I feel about it. And I hate saying that because I love NFL football. I don't love the NFL, but I love NFL football. So I'm sad to say I think it's going to decline one day because of poor decision making, mostly because of Roger Goodell. All right, Joe Burrow is going, it's going to be a nice draw handoff of Chase Brown, and that fools a lot of players on the Browns defense. Unfortunately, not the guys who Chase Brown ended up running into, but he manages to get at least a couple of yards out of that play. So, it's going to be 2nd and probably 7, I'm thinking. Lucas Patrick is doubtful to return. I don't think, no disrespect to Lucas Patrick or anything, but I don't think there's a single Bengals fan on the planet who's sad to hear that news. I think we all wanted to see Dalton Risner starting. And he didn't start today, but you're going to get a lot of work today if Lucas Patrick doesn't come back. Joe Burrow shotgun snap. He throws, and it's caught. Jamar Chase wide open. And he gets down to about the 31-yard line, maybe even the 30 before he gets taken down. I don't know how the hell they left him wide open. You don't leave Jamar Chase wide open, dude. You just don't do that. See, what happened? I see. 21 there, just, I think, completely misunderstood where Jamar Chase was going there. Denzel Ward. I was talking about Denzel Ward earlier. Well, Jamar Chase got the better of him on that play. All right. Under center, Joe Burrow, motioning Noah Fant, a little inside. Going to be a handoff to Chase Brown, who dances around, makes one guy miss. Nice. Picks up about 5 yards when he should have been brought down in the backfield. Gotta love it. All right. Now let's get in the end zone, Bengals. We're in field goal range, which is good. We can take the lead here, as long as we don't fuck it up. But, Jacksonville game is delayed because of weather. Seems like that's happening a lot lately. Let's see. What do you got going on with the NFL scores right now? Get to that here in a second because Joe Burrow's back under center, 2nd and 4. Another motion to Noah Fant. It's going to be another handoff to Chase Brown. He only picks up 2 yards on that play, which was basically the same play. Wonder if they're trying to bait him into a play action pass. That'd be pretty cool. I hope they do that. All right. Jaguars beating the Panthers 10-3. Falcons beating the Buccaneers 7-3. Colts slaughtering the Dolphins 17-0. Good Lord. Patriots and Raiders are tied 7-7. Saints and Cardinals tied 10-10. Jets are beating the Steelers. Let's go. 16-10. And the Commanders are beating the Giants 7-3. Joe Burrow takes a shotgun snap. And he's got a lot of pressure on him, but gets out of the sack. Nice. Throws, and it's caught by Samaje Perine for the first down. Let's go, baby. That's my quarterback. That's Joe Burrow, y'all. That is the Joe Burrow effect right there. Gets out of the sack. Now, he ain't Lamar Jackson. He ain't going to be running all over the field. But he's slippery. He's slippery. And that was good play there by Dylan Fairchild, by the way, to keep the block on it to help Joe Burrow get out of there. Does a good job of avoiding holding, too. Because that he could have easily fell into holding on that play and didn't. It was 60. No, I guess it wasn't. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Joe Burrow shotgun snap. He's going to throw. He's got Jamar Chase, who is getting mugged and can't catch the ball because of that. But they're going to call it on the defense. Pass interference. Browns player's not happy about that, but you know what? That's karma. Greg Newsome, by the way. Oh yeah, and that's clear pass interference. He's holding him, and he puts his arms up at the last second, but that's still pass interference. At the last second, he puts his arms up, and I think he's trying to claim that Jamar Chase was pass interfering against him, but it's only because he was grabbing him and basically trying to redirect his route while the ball was in the air. So, yeah. No, that's the correct call. That's first of all the correct call, and that's second of all, even if it wasn't, that's karma. All right. 7-7. All tied up in the second quarter. 5:09 left to go. Joe Burrow is in the shotgun formation. He's going to motion T. Higgins out to the right. and he's going to take the shotgun snap. He rolls, he throws, and that is a little bit too far for Mike Gesicki. Not quite. Maybe a little bit of handsiness there by 33 of the Browns, but it was uncatchable anyway, so it doesn't matter. Ronnie Hickman. Yes, yeah. Yeah, I think if that ball was a little closer, that could have maybe been pass interference, but, you know. I think he might have had a little bit too much contact at the beginning of that play. But again, that was not a super catchable pass by Joe Burrow, so none of it really matters. All right, Chase Brown, stutter step, bowls forward, and he doesn't quite get into the end zone, but I think it's going to be inches to go on third down. Yep, that's right to the edge of the goal line. Honestly, tush push. Like, let's pull a Philadelphia Eagles here and tush push that right into the end zone. Flag on the Browns this time. Yep. And that was the correct call too. So like I say karma, but it's not karma because that was just the correct call. You know, that was clear pass interference. Like that was the type of play that rule was designed for. All right. I would tush push it here. That's not what they're going to do though. Joe Burrow shot under center and he's going to fake the handoff. Throws it up. Wide open Noah Fant for the touchdown. Let's go, baby. Bengals get another touchdown. I'm guessing it's going to be their last touchdown of the half with 4:18 left to go, but you never know. All right, 13-7. Bengals take the lead. And you know what? I got a ESPN's bet thing or whatever. No, not ESPN. DraftKings. Y'all see that most recent urinating tree video where he had like a promotion for DraftKings. Well, I took advantage of that, and so I got some bets on the Bengals here. All free bets, by the way, which is nice. I'll look at it here in a second though because the kick is up, and whew, god damn, Evan, that was close, but he did get it. Well, at least he got it. I'm not going to complain too much until he doesn't get it. All right. Okay, let's see. My bets. I've got Jerome Ford anytime touchdown scorer. So I mean, I'm hoping not, but you know, I guess for the sake of free money, which I would get $35 if Jerome Ford gets a touchdown. So and Raheem Sanders has gotten their touchdown, so not the running back I wanted to get the touchdown, but so either Jerome Ford is not going to get a touchdown or I get $35, you know, so I think that sounds like a good deal, you know, and all free because of the thing. And this is I'm not sponsored by DraftKings or even sponsored by Urinating Tree. I just, you know, shouting out because it's a good deal for me. What else I got? I got the Bengals to win. And I spent one of my bonus bets on that, and even if I get that, it'll only give me $22. But that's $22 that I think is like actually my money instead of just a bonus bet, so that's not nothing. Well, I can make $22 if the Bengals win. Mike Gesicki anytime touchdown scorer, which Noah Fant got the touchdown, and then Chase Brown got the other one, so we'll have to see with that one. I also got a Justin Fields anytime touchdown scorer. Now I actually don't know how that one works. Like we're talking about like that. I don't know if that counts as touchdown passes or not. I don't know. It just looked like it was a free bet, so why the fuck not? You know. I'll look at those at like halftime or something though. Pat Freiermuth anytime touchdown scorer. I don't know if he scored yet or not. That one I get like $100. So, I don't know. I know there's been some touchdowns. There's been a touchdown for the Steelers. And it was Aaron Rodgers to Ben Skoranek. Okay, never mind. Fuck. Justin Fields does have a touchdown. It's a touchdown pass, though, so I don't know if that counts. If it does count, I get $50. That's not bad. And a 3-pick parlay on the Browns. So basically, if the Bengals win, and they also have to win by like basically 6 or more points. So if the Bengals win, and Jerome Ford and Mike Gesicki both get touchdowns, then I get $400 from that. So that would be pretty cool. Then I got a 3-pick parlay, which is the same thing. I'm confused. I don't know. I guess I don't know how parlays work. Anyway, it's going to be a kickoff and then nice tackle. Only going to get down to about the 21-yard line because that was a very good tackle there by the Bengals. Number 37, which is P.J. Jules, the safety who kind of magically made the team. How's your fantasy team doing? Well, I've got 2 fantasy teams that I really genuinely care about this year, and they're both teams that I have money on. So how I believe both of them are on pace to win, or at least they were. Well, this one's winning, doing better than it was before. This one is winning and almost guaranteed to win, and that's the one, the one I got like $70 on. So that one's doing really well. All right, that's gonna be nice. I think that might have been a bad pass by Joe Flacco. I don't know, but might have even been tipped by Logan Wilson, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. Defense is definitely looking a little bit improved. After a rough start, but a little bit improved. Field goal, 19-10 Jets. I just need to... All I really care about in that game is that Justin Fields gets a touchdown, and I hate to say it, but Pat Freiermuth... If the Jets are up 19-10, then Pat Freiermuth can get a touchdown, and they can still lose. So let's get a Pat Freiermuth touchdown, y'all. And the Steelers' loss. All right, look at that in a second, Mark. Joe Flacco from the shotgun formation, 2nd and 10. He's going to throw over the middle, and good Lord. What the hell? 2 Bengals players in perfect position to knock that ball down. Both run into each other, and David Njoku ends up getting the catch. Bowls his way forward, gets a first down, and drags some Bengals players for a couple extra yards on top of that. What the fuck, defense? Man. I don't bet, period. I don't either, Mark. Except for I don't usually bet in fantasy. It's more of like when I have friends who are doing betting leagues and they ask me to join. I go in for the fun with my friends. I don't bet on like the DraftKings sportsbook. All right, nice play to stop the runner in the backfield there. For the Bengals. That was Dylan Sampson who got taken down for about a yard loss. Nice play. I generally don't bet, Mark. The only reason I did this week is because I got those like free bets. Like I got like $300 from free bets, and I only had to bet I think like $20 myself. So, free money's free money. I'm not going to turn down free money, right? But I'm not going to do this every week for sure. All right, Joe Flacco. Play action pass. Nobody was really fooled, but I guess the secondary must have been fooled because they weren't anywhere near Jerry Jeudy as far as defending that pass goes. So, good Lord. The defensive line was not fooled, but what the hell? Nobody was covering Jerry Jeudy. I think that was DJ Turner who just totally forgot to cover his man. Or it might have been that he bid on the play action. I think he bid on the play action. I think that's what happened. Joe Flacco, shotgun formation, takes a snap, rolls back, and he throws. Nice job to knock that ball away by Demetrius Knight. Woo! That was a good play right there, man. Gotta love it. 2nd and 10. It's only been 2 quarters worth. It must have been that pass there, or that must have been that message he redacted. I don't know. I'm not going to do this every week when it comes to sports betting. Feels like famous last words. Well, no, I did this, I think both of the last 2 years where I took the promos and then I didn't bet after that. Like, I'm not generally somebody who gambles, like, I'm not going to lie. I have fallen into, like, getting sucked into like the scratch off ticket thing, and you end up like winning some and then you lose some, and I don't do that often, but I've gotten sucked into that a little bit. But with the sports betting, I've done these promos before, and I just put them down when the promos are over. I might, maybe, if I win money, I might continue like letting that money ride. I don't know, but I'm not going to put any more money in that if in there if that makes any sense. I don't know, I might not. It depends on if I win it. If I only end up winning like $20, then I might just let that 20 ride because I don't know if that like what's that 20 even really going to do for me. But if I win like $500, then I think I'm just going to take the 500 and walk away. Check my message before I said I don't bet. Well, you had Jaden Daniels doesn't look like he's going to have a CJ Stroud style sophomore slump. That's what Jim was referring to. Okay. Well, he has only been 2 quarters to be fair, but no, I didn't think he would. Jaden Daniels, I think Jaden Daniels is pretty good, but we will see. All right. Well, since we're on the commercial break, currently the 2-minute warning, and the Steelers are in field goal range to potentially get something after the 2-minute warning, but they are losing 10-19 to the Jets. Anything else going on that's all that interesting? Ooh, you know what? I think because I built a multi screen thing on my TV. I wonder if I can do that on the desktop here. I don't know. Because then I can like watch multiple different games, right? And like mainly watch the Bengals game, but oh no, I'm not okay. It's not gonna let me build the multi thing. Whatever. That's fine. Better get back to the Bengals game then. All right. I mean, we're on commercial, but I'm not trying to switch over to the Jets while the Bengals still, maybe at halftime. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. All right, come on, defense. Do your jobs. 1:57 left to go in the half. And the Browns got the ball at the 34-yard line, so that's not ideal. But if you can hold them to a field goal, then that ain't nothing. Or maybe get a turnover. That'd be pretty cool. All right. I don't even know. I got totally confused. I think maybe a quarterback sneak. I think it might have been a quarterback sneak, but I think the Browns got it. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. That's my bad. The Reds might have fallen out of close wild card contention. I'm surprised to hear you say that they were in it, Mark. I don't know. I don't really follow baseball all that much. I just know the Reds are perpetually disappointing. It's kind of like the Bengals, but without the ups. At least during my lifetime. Man, handoff to was it Dylan Sampson, right? He gets about 2 yards. Dylan Sampson, yep. All right. I heard one thing I have heard is that like I guess Ellie De La Cruz hasn't been having as good of a season as people thought he would, or something like that. I don't know. I don't really know. Again, I don't really follow baseball. I feel like I want to follow baseball, but every time I try, it's just not doing it for me. All right, from the 29, Joe Flacco, shotgun snap, throws. That's caught. Good job there by Dax Hill to catch Cedric Tillman and not give him any extra yards there. He had to basically had to because he wasn't anywhere near Cedric Tillman. So the fact that he got there to tackle him was a pretty good heads up play there by Dax. I don't know, Jeff. I don't really follow baseball. Reds were good in like 2012. Yeah, I do remember that. They were a little bit good in 2012, but they still didn't do anything. So I've got Red Zone on my Microsoft Surface, and Saints coach Kellen Moore is going to get roasted for not using timeouts to preserve time for his offense at the end of the half. Well, there you go. Like I said, I might be getting Sunday Ticket, but it really kind of depends because like I don't know how much streaming of other games I'm going to be doing this year outside of like Thursday Night Football, and you don't get Thursday Night Football on Sunday Ticket anyway. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to get Sunday ticket. YouTube TV might be enough for me. All right, shotgun snap. Joe Flacco rolls out of a little bit of pressure, not too much, but he's going to throw it out of bounds, and there's nothing there. It's going to be 3rd and 5. No, 4th and 5. Okay, I was off. So it's 4th and 5. The Browns are going to have to settle for the field goal. All right. How in the giant blue and green marble that is our earth can the Reds be mediocre with Terry Francona? Because the Reds are cursed, Mark. Like, I don't know why they're cursed. I don't know what happened. It might be Pete Rose. Maybe Pete Rose just really pissed somebody off. But the Reds are cursed. That's why. And I think it's ownership. It's got to be ownership because that's what it boils down to at this point, right? All right, kick is up for the Browns. That's good. And so looks like with 23 seconds left, we're most likely going into the half with a 14-10 lead for the Bengals, and that is poor positioning for my 14 there. Let me move that a little bit. Yeah, 14-10. Let me move that down a little bit more. Sorry, guys. I literally just went to school for this shit, so I'm trying to make it, like, even and everything like that, which actually means we can probably move this quarter thing down a little bit, too, which is not what that is. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move that back because they're all... I'd have to move all of them for that to work. So I'm just not going to bother doing that. Touchdown Cardinals leading Mikey's Aints 17-10. Yeah, I think both me and Mikey predicted that the Saints would lose this game. So now how he's predicting a loss to the Cardinals in week 1 and like we're going to go 10-7, like I don't know. Me and him are going to be doing a show like a regular, like not like a podcast, but like we're going to be, you know, he's going to be on a show that I'm going to be producing on this channel, and I think y'all might like it. There's going to be a lot of comic stuff, so you know him being a homer, I think is going to actually help him on that show. But we're going to still be doing the podcast for sure, and I enjoy streaming with him. So Reds have sucked since the 1990 World Series, except for 2 years at most. That's what I'm saying. My whole life, like, you've had, like, little tiny bits of the Reds being maybe minorly interesting, and outside of that, just not really much. All right, are the Bengals going to try with 18 seconds left? I can't imagine, but maybe. I think it's going to be a handoff. Nope, it's going to be a pass. They're going to try. And it's going to be a short pass, though, to Noah Fant, who gets about 8 yards. The clock stopped. The Bengals took a timeout. Okay, so they're just going to try to... They're going to try to at least, like, knock a field goal through or something. I respect that. Who got the ball for it first? I don't remember. I do not remember who got the ball first. Bengals got the ball first. Okay, so yeah, you definitely don't want to give the Browns a opportunity to take the lead after the half. So if you can, try to go get a field goal, right? 12 seconds left though. Like, I mean, unless you're throwing out of bounds, it's going to have to be pretty much all the way. You only have one timeout left too. Joe Burrow shotgun snap, rolling around, dodges one sack, giving his guys plenty of time, and he gets tackled, and that's going to be the end of it. Ends up not making that a sack because he gets about a yard run out of that, but that is going to be halftime. Okay. Well, not the best half from the Bengals, but, the defense does look better for what it's worth. Now it's the Browns. Like, let's be absolutely clear, this is the Browns. So, honestly, like, we're not too far off being on pace for me to be right. Now, I mean, like, if only a field goal gets scored the whole rest of the game, I'll be a little surprised. But that could happen. Now, do I want that to happen? No. And the reason for that is because I need for Mike Gesicki to get a touchdown, Jerome Ford to get a touchdown, and that might be it. Yeah, I just need Mike Gesicki and Jerome Ford to get touchdowns, and I need the Bengals to win by at least 6. So I guess one field goal would satisfy that, and I would still get. I don't know if I would win the bet, but I get $22 on a $25 bet, but it was a free $25 bet, so I'd still get $22. So, I guess I'd be like mildly fine with a field goal from a money standpoint. From a Bengals winning standpoint, I can give a fuck, right? Like, I think I bet a total of $5 on the I think it was $5. I don't think I said 20 earlier, but I don't think that was on that. I think that was on something else. But I bet a total of $5 on this. So if none of my predictions come true and the Bengals win, I think I'm fine with that. I lose $5. Oh no! But I also got a good deal out of YouTube TV and potentially out of Sunday Ticket by doing that. So I mean, like that $5 is still going to good use. And you'd get your score prediction correct. Yes, I would get my score prediction correct, which would be, again, I think I'd rather have the money, but, as long as the Bengals win, I think I'm chill. I'm fine with whatever happens. And even then, I've got other picks, like Jahmyr Gibbs or Jameson Williams, either player to score a touchdown. If that happens in the Packers-Lions game, then I get $71. So like either of them. It doesn't have to be, they have to score the first touchdown. Okay. So if either Jahmyr Gibbs or Jameson Williams, which Jameson Williams might be a stretch, but Jahmyr Gibbs could totally score that first touchdown. I could also have either Kyron Williams or Puka Nacua get the first touchdown in the Rams-Texans game. That'll give me $46. Jerome Ford, if he gets a touchdown, I get $35. If Josh Allen or James Cook get the first touchdown in their game against the Ravens, then I get $60. If the Bengals beat the spread, I get $22, which is less than the $25 that I bet, but it was also a free $25, so I'm fine with that. Mike Gesicki gets a touchdown, I get $72.50. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'm not exactly sure how this works. It says DK Receiver Cup, so I guess if Amon-Ra St. Brown has a better game than Justin Jefferson, then I get $28.75. Kyler Murray gets a touchdown. Again, anytime touchdown score. I don't know if that means like a rushing. It has to be a rushing touchdown, or if it counts for like passing. But in that case, I'd get $50. So let's see what's going on in that game. Kyler Murray has thrown for 2 touchdowns, not rushed for a touchdown though. So I don't know if that counts for me or not. Jaden Daniels, anytime touchdown scorer, gets me $41.25. So that's if he rushes for a touchdown. I'm not even sure how much y'all care about this. I'm just trying to fill the halftime with content. Jaden Daniels has not rushed for a touchdown, but he has thrown for a touchdown, so I don't know. Maybe I get that. I don't exactly. I wonder if I can figure out. You know what? I wonder if the Google search will help. Does anytime TD score for QBs include passing? No, it does not. Okay. Well, hopefully one of them gets a rushing touchdown. Justin Fields, too, if he gets a rushing touchdown at some point. Pat Freiermuth, if he gets a touchdown, I get $100, which is fine with me. Even if the Steelers win because of Pat Freiermuth, I think I'd rather have the $100, right? And then I got a 3-pick parlay on this Bengals game that give me $400. And then I think there's like a ghost leg, which I don't entirely understand it enough to explain, but then I get $300. I think it's like if one of my predictions come wrong, but the rest are right, then I still get money. But I get $340 instead of $400, which is fine with me. And that's the parlay there is the Bengals beat the spread. Or I'm sorry, the Bengals win. I think it has to be the Bengals beat the spread. So the Bengals beat the spread, and Mike Gesicki and Jerome Ford get a touchdown. And if all that happens, I get $400. If only 2 of those things happen, I got 340. And then it looked like I got stuff for like if any one of those things happens too. So 24-17 looks more realistic. Yeah, it definitely looks more realistic based on the way it's currently going, Jim. I'm just saying it's possible. It could still end 17-10. Like that's still a legitimate possibility that could really actually happen. Now, will it happen? Probably not, but it could. I do expect Jameson Williams to get some touchdowns. He just got a contract extension earlier today. Yeah, well, we'll see if that happens. I don't know. Somebody asked me. I think I already explained that though. How my fantasy teams are doing. So let me go back. Let me just make sure. Yeah, both of my money leagues, I'm doing well in. Doing really well in the high money league. So that's the one I really care about. I just want that one to, I want to win the championship in that league because then I think I win like $500 at the end of the season. You win the pool. And it was like a $70 buy-in. So, but again, to be clear, I'm not gambling on those leagues because I'm a big fantasy gambler. I generally don't. But when friends want me to join their league and it's part of the fun, you're having fun with friends and stuff like that, I'll throw some money in the pool, right? If I have the money. I happen to be doing better off financially this year than I have in the past. But I mean that's the thing. I might go in with friends on a money pool, right? But I'm not gonna be doing DraftKings and shit, right? And I've done this before. I've just pretty much ignored DraftKings after all my money ran out. No face mask on Burrow. Yep. All right. What are we doing? Yep, good to see Noah Fant contributing because a lot of people were really hyped about that signing. So good to see week 1 him getting in there and making some good plays, getting a touchdown. Love to see it. Wonder if there's a way I can keep up with how any of my picks are doing because I think all of my picks are if passing touchdowns doesn't count, then I don't think any of my picks have hit yet, but I've got a lot of picks, so I feel like one of them's got to hit at some point. If all of my picks fail, then that to me, honestly, if all of my picks fail, that's just a sign to me that I'm bad at this, right? That's just proof that this gambling is not your strong suit. Don't do that. If I lose all of them. Yeah. My bets. Just says open. It doesn't give me any information. Doesn't give me any information on that. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Indy's taking a 20-0 lead over the Dolphins. Rip. Let's see. Bengals 14-10 over the Browns. Too close for what I would like, but you know what? It's been a sloppy game from the refs and some sloppiness from the defense, but they seem to have gotten better about that overall. Jaguars got a 10-3 lead over the Panthers. Buccaneers Falcons tied 10-10. Like I said, the Colts are pooping on the Dolphins. Patriots took the lead over the Raiders. And Daniel Carlson just missed a field goal, apparently. So that's solidified now. Cardinals 17-10 over the Saints at the half. Jets 19-17 over the Steelers. So it looks like the Steelers got a touchdown. Hopefully it was Pat Freiermuth. And then Commanders 14-3 over the Giants. Okay. So who got the touchdown? Was it Pat Freiermuth? No, it was Garrett Wilson. Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong team. Fuck. Okay. Pat Fryer. No, it's Jonnu Smith. God damn, throwing to all the tight ends, and it's other than Pat Freiermuth. And he's playing, dude. He's gotten a catch, so he's playing. They're throwing to all the tight ends except Pat Freiermuth. This is fucking stupid. God damn it. I hate the Steelers. I hate the Steelers. Like, y'all know I hate the Steelers, right? I've always hated the Steelers. They're punishing me right now because I hate them. You know what? Fuck you too. Fucking Steelers. All right. So the Bengals. The Browns get the ball first after the half. So real quick, I'm gonna go pee for the day. Which, yeah, why the fuck not? Hopefully I get back before the game starts again. All right. Hey, I made it back. Sweet. Noise. It's noise. Made it back before the game started. That's good. All right. Bengals leading. Not super confident. I feel like they should be leading by more, and that's a... What the fuck was that graphic on the screen? I want to be clear, that's a criticism against the Bengals, not the refs. The Bengals should be leading by more, despite the refs. But, you know, whatever. Honestly, I'll take an ugly win if that's what they get. Just, you know, keep the pressure on, Bengals. You outscored the Browns 14-10 in the first half. Do it again in the second half, we're fine, right? You know, will I have notes? Yeah, I'll have notes. But, you know, I'm not going to make a huge deal out of it. All right. And the kick return is going to make it out to about the 32-yard line. Browns get the ball there. All right, come on, defense. My dad texted me earlier today saying the Bengals could put up 50 points. And I'm like, I don't know if they're going to put up 50 points, Dad. Like, it's week 1, first of all. All right, Joe Flacco, not shotgun snap, it was under center, but rolls back. And, oh my God. That's a whiff tackle. Demetrius Knight gets him down, but whoever was the cornerback there, I didn't see. I'm guessing it was DJ Turner, who's been having a rough game today. Dylan Sampson ends up getting about a 9-yard gain on that. Got to do better than that. Like I said, I think it was DJ Turner, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm sorry. It was only a 7-yard gain, so it was going to be 2nd and 3. And under center is Joe Flacco. He's going to hand the ball off again, and nice play there by B.J. Hill to get in the way. And he goes down. I think might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. I'm not even sure he did that. TJ Slayton doing a good job finishing that play, too. He's getting held like hell, too. Like, Wyatt Teller is just... That's a holding right there. They're not going to call it, but even... Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, was that Shamar Stewart? Wasn't he 97? Maybe I just read the jersey wrong. Like on the name. Because I'm almost positive that was 98. Yeah, it's definitely 98. Maybe it's... no, it's not 90. I don't know. Joe Flacco under pressure. He's going to throw wide open. Wide open. He had a solid pass rush, but Harold Fannin just got wide open in the middle of the field, and there's just there like easy throw there at that point. Good Lord, how did he get that wide open? Because Jordan Battle's out of position. That's what fucking happened. And then you're relying on Trey Hendrickson to fucking cover. You know, trying to play catch up and recover, by the way. Awful play by Jordan Battle there. Completely caught out of position. 1st and 10, Browns. Going to be a play action pass. It's going to be a throw, and Dax Hill cannot wrap up Dylan Sampson, who I will have to admit is doing a very good job of breaking tackles today. There's a flag on the play, too. Holding on the offense. Okay, that's good news for the Bengals. They're going to replay 1st down. They're going to push them back. Okay, that's good news for the Bengals. Where was the holding then? It was on the right side. It wasn't even where the play was going. Myles Murphy trying to rush Joe Flacco did get a bit of a step on him, so maybe Myles Murphy could have blown up that play. But now it's going to be 1st and 20. So defense has a chance to take advantage of a good situation again. Hopefully they can do that. We're going to go to another commercial break. Yay! It's my favorite part of football. Commercial breaks. I don't mind commercial breaks on principle. I just, like, do there have to be so damn many? Like, this really feels like it's just a commercial timeout in general. Like, didn't we just get back to the game? I was expecting Flacco to falter today, but this defense is making him appear way too competent for my comfort. I wasn't expecting Flacco to falter. Flacco's a pretty good quarterback, man. Like, he has a history of doing some stupid shit against the Bengals, but, you know, he's still he's a solid quarterback. He's done well in Cleveland. I'm not surprised that Flacco's doing pretty decent. It's annoying, but this is about what I expected out of the defense. I think I expected the offense to be, well, maybe not, because I predicted 17-10. So I think I guess technically I predicted a little bit less production out of the offense, a little bit more production out of the defense. So I guess whatever, but I definitely I think, I don't know. I think I was being a little optimistic with certain things, but yeah, Flacco's a good quarterback, man. Flacco doing stupid shit against the Bengals. Here's hoping he does that today. Yeah, well, I mean, we're in the... Oh, I got to change the thing. We're in the 3rd quarter now. We just got to the 3rd quarter, too. So, I mean, like, Flacco's got plenty of time to do stupid shit. Like, he tends to panic, and the Bengals tend to take advantage of that. So, you know, I would be pretty surprised if that doesn't happen at some point. All right. I think we're coming back from the break now. I think Browns were trying to argue there was a helmet-to-helmet hit on Logan Wilson, but no dice. 1st and 20, Joe Flacco's going to throw the dig route, and Barrett Carter, I think, was in coverage there, and he did not do a very good job at all, so it ends up going for like 10 yards. Tries to tackle him by his arm, but the only reason he gets it is because DJ Turner's there to help him out. Flacco throws, and that's knocked away. Good play by DJ Turner. Finally, a good play by DJ Turner. It looked like there was a lot of contact, but no flag from the refs. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 now. Steelers versus Browns game will be on the History Channel. I mean, They both sure like to talk about their history a lot, that's for sure. Browns are like, we won a bunch of championships in the 60s, and the Steelers are like, we won a bunch of championships in the 70s, and like, very few people even remember those at this point. 3rd and 8. Be a shotgun snap for Joe Flacco. He rolls back and wide open. Fucking, are you kidding me? Yeah, Geno Stone in coverage, of course. I don't like Geno Stone, dude. I think that was a bust of a free agent signing. I'm about out on Geno Stone. Let's see what really happened here. Am I making stuff up? Nope. Geno Stone. I think that's another example of Barrett Carter not being in great coverage, but Geno Stone should have been there a little bit sooner than he was. So I think that was primarily on Barrett Carter, who, by the way, has shown to be a bad coverage linebacker, so that's not good. Our 4th round pick, I believe. But, yeah, Demetrius Knight's been all right. Nice play there by Joseph Osai to blow that run up in the backfield. Doesn't manage to get the tackle, but he causes enough disruption that everybody else is eventually able to get there and take him down. So that's going to be, I think it's like a half-yard loss. They're going to call it no gain, but I think technically there's about a half-yard loss there. Joseph Osai doing a really terrible job of tackling there, but the fact that he got in the backfield, I think, helped out quite a bit. Remember who was the starting quarterback the last time the Browns made it to the playoffs? It was Joe Flacco. It was indeed Joe Flacco. Like I said, Joe Flacco's a good quarterback, guys. He tends to make mistakes against the Bengals, but, we got basically half a game left to play. I could see it coming at some point. And that's going to be a delay of game on the Browns, or are they going to call a timeout? Nope, they're going to call a delay of game on the Browns. They just weren't ready for that snap. Good Lord. Clowns delay of game. Hey, by the way, I have a question. Speaking of delays, I have a question. Is my delay any better? Am I like way behind you guys, or am I actually more up to date? Because that's part of going to be my analysis of this YouTube TV thing. Because if I'm much more close to the actual live, then I might keep it. I don't know. It is pretty expensive, but I can probably work extra and make up the money. Joe Flacco is going to throw from shotgun formation, and good Lord, awful tackling. And they're going to give him like 13. They're going to give Sampson 13 yards on that play, and now it's going to be like 3rd and 2. It's fucking defense, man. Which is why I see them going 11-6 and making the playoffs. The Browns? Okay, Mark. All right. That's okay. You're allowed to feel that way if you want. That was an awful pass, too. Not necessarily Joe Flacco's fault. I think he was getting hit, but great play by Dylan Sampson to go after that. Logan Wilson is going into the locker room. That's not great. Oh, boy. I'll give Barrett Carter a chance to do more. Hopefully he can adjust. All right, it's going to be a pass rush, but it's also going to be a screen pass, and that's the Bengals' fucking kryptonite. Good finish on the tackle there by Demetrius Knight, but unfortunately just wasn't close enough. Still gets a first down. You're close to me on Sunday Ticket without YouTube TV? Right, I wouldn't be able to watch it on Sunday Ticket because it's a local game, though. You're my only way of watching the Bengals in Minneapolis without pay cuckoo bucks, so thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily... So far, I wouldn't necessarily recommend Sunday Ticket. But I will give it a shot this year, so I guess we'll see. All right. 1st and 10. 8:42 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Joe Flacco's rolling back. He's got some pressure, and he's just going to have to throw it away. Good job by the Bengals defense there. But yeah, Dan, that's part of the reason why I do these games, is because I feel like, I unfortunately can't actually show the game. Which is something I've been criticized for before. Kind of like Tom Grassi gets a lot. Like, whenever any of us do these streams, people get upset because they're like, why aren't you showing the game? Because, I legally can't, guys. It's a legal thing. But, part of the reason why I decided to start doing this was because, I know there's a lot of Bengals fans who don't live in Cincinnati and maybe can't watch the game, and this is a way to, at least get some aspect of it. All right, it's going to be a short pass to Dylan Sampson, and good Lord, oh my God, Bengals. Jordan Battle takes forever to tackle him, does eventually get him down. Yeah, Tom Grossi did get to do that on Friday. I did watch that. That was super cool. I'm really happy for him. That's awesome that he got to do that. I'd love for that to become more of a thing. I don't know if I'd ever get to do that because my channel's not very big, and I don't know if it will be. You know, maybe one day. Maybe one day. But like we had some momentum and then we kind of like fell off because I went to school. But maybe we build it back up. I don't know. But point being, you know, that'd be cool. I would love to get to do that one day. I just don't know if it would ever happen. But that's awesome that Tom got to do it. I like it was so much more fun listening to Tom call those games than like Mike Tirico, right? Battle with the extra effort, yeah, but it took him forever to finish though. My alternative is Google Updates, which is like watching paint dry. Yeah, I know. I've been there before, Dan. When I was in college, that's pretty much the only way I had to like keep up with Bengals games. Sorry. Allergies been kind of kicking my ass. But yeah, I had the same experience when I was trying to watch Bengals games when I was in college at OU. So I wish I would have had something like this. Joe Flacco over the middle, wide fucking open. Nobody covering Cedric Tillman. Touchdown. This defense pisses me off, dude. God, good lord. Gotta say, the offense should be doing better, for what it's worth. The offense should be doing better. 11-6 is looking less crazy. Why? Because they've got 17 points against the Bengals defense, Mark? Like, what do you mean looking less crazy? Because they got a touchdown against a Bengals defense that has been absolutely awful so far in the third quarter. But looked good in the first half, you know? Like, I still think that's pretty crazy. All right. Oh, that's actually only 17. Kick is up. And did he miss the extra point? He missed the extra point! Let's go! The broadcast has it wrong. Broadcast put it up as... the broadcast gave it to him. Just like I got it wrong. I also gave it to him. But the difference is I just put it at 17 after they got the touchdown. But the broadcast counted the field goal even though the refs said it was no good. So the score is 16-14. Bengals still have an opportunity with just a field goal to get the lead back. Has Cincinnati gotten any of the cold weather the eastern half of America has been getting? That depends. How cold has it been on the East Coast, Jeff? Because I mean, it's been kind of cold here, but I appreciate it. It's 72 right now. But like when me and my wife went out for coffee this morning, it was like 58. I don't know if that counts as cold. So I mean, it's been a little colder, but you know, it's also the season change. You know, we're pushing into fall now, so that's pretty normal for the season. This defense makes me want to cry and be sad. It's been real cold in Michigan. I have to ask my daughter. My daughter lives in Michigan now, so I'll have to ask her what the temperature's like up there. The fuck is happening with this weird-ass fucking movie commercial? I don't know. It's for a movie called Him. Which I can see why the horror themes, to be fair. It's a sports horror film. Okay. What? A promising young up-and-coming football player, Tyreek Withers, is invited to train at the isolated compound of a dynasty team's aging quarterback. The legendary, almost retired quarterback Marlon Wayans takes his protege on a blood-chilling journey to the inner sanctum of fame, desire, power, and pursuit of excellence at all costs. That sounds like it was written by ChatGPT, for what it's worth. What the fuck? This is a weird-looking movie. I mean, I guess the concept is unique at least. That's interesting, but good lord. Okay, interesting. Doubt Cleveland Browns, Joe Flacco at your own risk. It that's fair. Now 11-6, I think I'm willing to take that risk to doubt that. All right, Charlie Jones lets that one go for a touchback. That almost bounced and went out of bounds, which would have given the Bengals the ball at the 40, but no dice. Field goal, Colts 23-0. Dan says the movie looks dope. It looks interesting, at least. It's weird, Jeff. That movie looks weird as hell, but it might be worth watching. I don't know. Sports horror is a genre. I didn't even know if that is a already existing genre. I've never heard of it. Any idea when we last won week 1? Yeah, I said earlier in the stream, it was 2018 is the last time we won in week 1, Jeff. It was against the Colts. I said that at the beginning of the stream, so I already have that information ready to go. All right, well, the Bengals get the ball at the 20-yard line. And Joe Burrow is under center. He's got Chase Brown on the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff to him. Rolls back, throws, and he's got, looks like Noah Fant there, who can't do a whole lot with it, but does pick up about 4 yards. So, not a bad first down play. I missed that, and that checks out. Yeah, it was like right at the beginning, Jeff. I am not, I don't think anybody was in. No, you were in the stream. You were, because you were like one of the first people to comment, weren't you? So I do think you were in the stream. Yeah, you were the first commenter so far. So yeah, but I said that earlier. You may have been paying attention to something else. I don't know. But yeah, I said that earlier. It was 2018. The Bengals beat the Colts. It's been that long. Like, please win today, Bengals. The fact that they're losing right now is annoying. All right. 2nd and 5 from the 24-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Chase Brown. He gets about 3 yards. Probably shouldn't have gotten that much, but he did. All right. 3rd down and 4, or maybe it'll be 5. I don't know how they'll determine it. Oh, 3. Cool. So they gave him more than I gave him. 3rd down and 3. All right. Joe Burrow from the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Rolls back. Good protection. He's going to throw it up. And he's got Jamar Chase who drops it. He had it. He had it in his chest and he dropped it. I do think that was good coverage there by Greg Newsome, to be fair. But that's going to be 4th down now. And they're going to have to punt. Fuck! He had him, man. But no, that wasn't as much of a drop. That was Greg Newsome definitely swatted that at the last second. That's good coverage by Greg Newsome. God damn it. I think Jamar Chase still could have caught that, but he didn't, so it's fine. I've seen worse drops. Ryan Rico's going to come out and punt, and that's a booming punt. It's going to be returned at the 10-yard line, and this poor coverage let him get out to about the 25, about a 15-yard return. All right, well, the Bengals defense really needs to come up now. Bad first drive from the 3rd quarter. Need to do much better this time. They got lucky that they missed the extra point. But, I mean, another touchdown and a missed extra point still going to be an 8-point ball game. Like, we can't have that. All right, come on. Come on, Bengals. Starting to make me a little nervous. Not having a good time right now. All right. Anything else interesting going on? Let's see. Colts annihilating the Dolphins 23-0. Raiders Patriots. Raiders beating the Patriots. I didn't see that one coming. Cardinals beating the Saints 20-10. Did see that one coming. Jets still beating the Steelers 19-17. Okay. I just want a Steelers loss and a Pat Freiermuth touchdown. Can I get that, please? That would be nice. Or a Bengals win and a Jerome Ford touchdown. That'd be good, too. Or just a Mike Gesicki touchdown. Like, I'll take a Mike Gesicki touchdown. That and the Bengals. That and if the Bengals beat the spread, then I think that's about 192, 93, something like that. Applebee's commercial star Ashton Genty just scored. Oh, is he a star for Applebee's now? I don't know. Like, y'all got to remember, I just got TV for the first time, and like I have YouTube TV now, but this is the first time I've had any kind of TV at all in. The last time I think I had a TV. It might have been when I moved out of my parents' house, 18 years old might have been the last time I had TV. So that's like 15 years since I've had TV. So I don't know who's on the commercials and whatever. But if Ashton Genty just scored, I got him in fantasy, so that's good for me. I think I got him in fantasy for my $70 league too, so that's good. All right, Joe Flacco, 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, and he gets sacked. Nice job. I think that might have been Trey Hendrickson who got him, but B.J. Hill was right there too. So I don't know who's going to get credit for that one. But I think either way, Joe Flacco getting sacked is definitely a good first step. Let's see. Yep, I do. Ashton Genty is on my $70 team, so that's good news from Ashton Genty. There we go, Trey. Yeah, it wasn't Jordan Battle though. Joe Flacco is going to fake the handoff, and he's got good pressure. Osai almost had him. Nice job on the drop. And is that intercepted by Jordan Battle? I think that's an interception because that never hit the ground. That was dropped. He caught the ball, bounced off of his chest, and he dropped it. And out of the air, Jordan Battle catches it, and that's the first turnover of the game. The Bengals are going to get a ball in phenomenal field position. Come on, offense. Let's go. Let's go. First turnover of the game. Really nice play. Bounced right off of his chest. I was happy because it was a drop by Jerry Jeudy. Tried to go for it, and that bounced. It didn't bounce off his chest. It bounced off of his hands. But either way, great job by Jordan Battle to pick that out of the air. Hands team, baby. Let's go. Let's go. All right. That was the defense you want to see. There you go. Jordan Battle with the heads-up play. It's been nice because it's been a while since he had a good rookie season and just hasn't really done much since, but that's a great play there by Jordan Battle. Love to see it. We need him to be good, man, because we got nothing, as far as safety goes. We need Jordan Battle to be good. I don't know if he will. Holy shit. Orlando Brown is so fucking tall. He just towers over. He was walking next to Chase Brown, who is, fairly short, to be fair. But he's so fucking huge, man. My God. I would look fucking short next to Orlando Brown. My God. And I'm 6'2". I actually don't even know how tall Chase Brown is. I'm going to guess he's like 5'10". Off the top of my head. Might even be 5'9". All right, Joe Burrow, shotgun snap, throws the ball to Chase Brown, and that's a screen, but the Bengals are unfortunately not as good at screens on offense as they are bad at them on defense. That's only about a 1-yard gain. Chase Brown is 5'10". I was right. Yep. So, Orlando Brown, absolutely massive human being, but he's also against a, for an NFL player, fairly short human being. I think 5'10" is, 5'10's on the shorter side, but it's not too far off of average. I think 5'11 is probably about average height for dudes. I could be wrong. Joe Burrow, shotgun snap, and he's just got to get rid of it as he's got a ton of pressure in his face. So that's going to be 3rd and 9 now. Annoying. Average male height in America is 5'9", actually. Wow. 5'9's average? Damn. Okay. I thought I had to be like 5'11 at least. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Apparently I'm wrong. Obviously I'm wrong. All right, 3rd and 9. Joe Burrow takes a shotgun snap. He's going to roll back, and he's going to throw it. He's got T. Higgins for the first down. Let's go. Offense keeps the ball moving. Be real nice to see him get a... Because, like, a field goal would get the lead back, but a touchdown would really be nice, you know? And do you take the 6-point lead? Or, I'm sorry, do you take... do you settle for the 6-point lead, or is the difference between 5 and 6 really that big of a deal? And do you just go for the thing? Anyway, 1st and 10. I'm speculating on this. They got to get in the end zone first. So because I was, I think it was because I was talking about, like, if you can get a touchdown, that's much better. Chase Brown getting out of basically making a hole. He didn't have that was bad vision on his part on that play. There was no hole there, but he made that hole happen. That was a good play by him, and he ends up getting about 5 or 6 yards. Dalton Risner doing a really good job in pass protection, by the way, for what it's worth. Even on that play where Joe Burrow was getting kind of swarmed, it wasn't Dalton Risner's fault. All right. Under center, now he's actually audibling to shotgun formation. Joe Burrow, 2nd and 4, takes the snap. Decent protection, throws. He was trying to get Mike Gesicki, but that would have been a very tough catch to make. I'm not really sure what the idea behind that was. He had like 3 guys on him. Yep. That wasn't a good call at all. All right, 3rd and 4. Come on. We got to get in the end zone, man. Field goal technically do the job if you trust the defense to, like, stop them, but I don't feel comfortable with that. Shotgun snap, Joe Burrow throws it short to Chase Brown, and he drops it anyway. It's going to be 4th and 4. They're going to have to settle for the field goal. Phil Simms has said numerous times not to go for 2 unless a team absolutely has to. That way the coach isn't chasing points. Phil Simms is dumb. Like, don't listen to Phil Simms. What? Like, I'm not saying it's always the right decision to go for 2. Although I will say when it's like the difference between 5 and 6 points, or the difference between 6 and 7 points, I think the risk is worth the reward. But Phil Simms is dumb, dude. Don't listen to anything Phil Simms says. All right, field goal is up. It's a 35-yard attempt, but it's good, so that's positive. So the Bengals take a 17-16 lead, and we need the defense to come through. I'd like them to at least beat the spread so I can, like, get $22, right? Or get a Mike Gesicki touchdown, man. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just want, like, somebody to do something. Like, I made like 10 bets, so they can't all be wrong, can they? I guess they can, but I felt like some of those were pretty safe bets, and like none of it's happened. But see, this is why I don't gamble, because it doesn't work out for me. Jets, good news, are in scoring range against the Steelers, so hopefully they can hold on and win that game. And Justin Fields can be the one who comes away with a revenge game. Or maybe just the New York Jets in general can get revenge against Aaron Rodgers. People have been talking about the Aaron Rodgers revenge game, but the reality of the matter is Aaron Rodgers screwed the fuck out of the New York Jets. So, I wonder how he's been playing. Ooh, they're on the 2! Let's go, Jets. All right. Aaron Rodgers has actually been playing pretty well today. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 171 yards. It was a modest performance, but it's not bad, so it's not his fault. Although, if they've only scored 17 points so far, then maybe it's worth noting that he hasn't been doing quite enough. He has taken 3 sacks, though, so has not been getting much help from that offensive line. Got to get Pat Freiermuth a touchdown here. That's your problem. That's the Steelers' problem. They haven't thrown a touchdown to Pat Freiermuth, and that's why they're losing. You know, if they threw a touchdown to Pat Freiermuth, maybe they might be losing by only 1 point, you know? And that's ideal. Ideally, that's what would be happening, you know? So, just saying. The Jaguars and Panthers game has been delayed even further. Like, that's 2 delays in the same week. I feel like some of these delays are a little suspect, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Don't want to, like, be on the wrong side of the safety of human beings, so, you know, I guess whatever, but I'm also not the one, I'm also not making enough money to make decisions like that, so I guess whatever. But anyway, the Jaguars at the delay are winning 10-3 over the Panthers. The Buccaneers are beating the Falcons 17-10. The Colts are still holding tight on the Dolphins 23-0. The Raiders are beating the Patriots 14-10. I'm a little surprised about that. Cardinals beating the Saints 20-10. Not surprised about that. The Jets did get a touchdown, so they're winning 26-17 now, which is music to my ears. Just need Pat Freiermuth to get a touchdown. If we can get Pat Freiermuth to get a touchdown and the Steelers lose, I'm peachy. I'm cool. You know, that's the best of both worlds. Kickoff is away, and that's going to make it to the end zone, but he's going to return it from there, and that turns out to be fine, I guess. He gets to the 25, so pretty standard play there. And then to finish up the whole thing, Commanders are beating the Giants 14-3. And not a single human being on the planet was surprised by that. Just need one of my picks to hit. Just a single one of them, right? Just a single one of those picks. I don't really give a shit which one. I'd love them all to hit. That would be... How much would I even fucking make? I'd make like a couple $1,000 if they all hit. Out of nothing, right? But, you know, no shot, I think, realistically, of that happening. But that's what you do, right? You make a diverse series of investments and stuff, and gambling isn't an investment. But I took basically the same idea, right? Like, you know, you can kind of like diversify your portfolio with the gambling, and then maybe hopefully one of them hits, especially when it's all house money, you know, except for like $5 of it is not house money. Worst case scenario, I make $0 out of the $5 I spent. But even then, that $5 is getting me a massive discount on YouTube TV and NFL Sunday Ticket. So, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be. Joe Flacco, shotgun snap, and he's going to throw it short to Sampson. And Logan Wilson pulls him down for about a 3-yard gain. So now it's going to be 3rd down and about 4 after all that. Could make money by betting the same amount on every team to win. Could you? I feel like that's not true, because like you would be losing the money that you bet, right? So like I can't like there's no way that doesn't that equals out, right? There's no way that equals out. Like I mean like you might get lucky, but like even if you like I don't know. All right, Joe Flacco, shotgun snap, rolls back, throws. Caught middle of the field. Tyson Anderson's the one on coverage there. And no, I'm sorry, Cam Taylor-Britt's in coverage. And Cedric Tillman just... Oh, it was a question? Okay, yeah. I don't know if you could. I would imagine probably not. Because I would imagine they probably, like... They make those odds in such a way that, like, if you bet... Like let's say you bet $5 on each team, then, you know, what? So you're definitely losing at least. Let's say you bet $1 on each team, right? You're definitely losing 16 of those dollars because 16 of those teams are not going to win. Nice tackle there by Chris Jenkins. Only allowed about 1 yard, maybe 2 on the run. But like let's say you're betting $1 on each team, and so 16 of those teams lose. That's 16 of your dollars that you're not getting back. 16 of those dollars you are getting back, and you'll make some money off of that. But how much money are you actually going to be making off of that is the question. Like you'd have to make up for the full $16 out of $1 per bet, which I don't know if that. My guess is that probably would not work out, right? That's why the Dolphins are 32. Well, you know what, Mikey, you might be onto something. But you for sure win half the bets. Yeah, but is the amount that you're winning enough to make up for the amount that you're losing? That's the question, right? Because like if you go in, because like you gotta not only make up for the $16 that you lost, but you got to make up, like you basically got to come away with, like if you're betting $1 on each team to win, then you got to come away with more than $32 for that to be profitable, right? Like if you end up getting $32 back, then you've broken even, right? So you have to get like $33 at least or more for that to be a profit. So I mean, could it happen? I don't know. I'd have to check. Maybe I'll look into that next week and not actually place the bet, but maybe I'll look into that next week and see if it would work. But I can't imagine like that. That seems like such an easy way to cheat the system. I can't imagine they'd let you do it. Like they'd have to adjust the odds for that, right? That's not counting if one of those games in a tie. Yeah, that's the other thing. If a game ends in a tie, which rarely ever happens, but you're kind of screwed. I should look next week. Yeah, I might look next week too. I don't know. But I don't think that it's. I can't imagine, but maybe you might be onto something, Jeff. I don't know, but I can't imagine nobody's thought of that before. And if people have thought about that before, I can't imagine that like DraftKings hasn't done something about it. Like, oh, we got to adjust our odds so that doesn't happen. Mark, don't ruin my idea. Well, for what it's worth, Jeff, if you're right, it's very unlikely that one of those teams is going to tie. So if you do that over the course of a whole season, and you actually do make money off of it, which I can't imagine, but if you do actually make money off of it somehow, and you do it over the course of a whole season, the ties I don't think would get in your way, because like how many ties have even happened over the last like 20 years? It's been like 5, maybe, if that. Well, we could use another turnover. I don't know if I can expect that that's going to happen. That seems ridiculous to expect, but we could really use another turnover with the way this defense is playing. All right, shotgun snap for Joe Flacco. He's just going to escape, and he's going to try to run for it. Chris Jenkins is able to hunt him down. Gets about 4 yards out of it, though, so it's going to be 3rd and 5. Ties are far more likely with playoff OT rules of both teams getting an opportunity to be on offense. Far more likely, what? Oh, have they extended that to all the games then? Touchdown now, it's 30-0 Colts. Good lord. I might have to apologize to Mikey on the next podcast episode. Like, you might have been right about the fucking Dolphins, dude. All right, 3rd and 5. Come on, defense. If you stop them here, they're probably going to go for it. So, Joe Flacco, shotgun snap, rolls, throws, caught. Nope, dropped! Let's go! That was terrible, awful, ridiculously bad coverage there by Cam Taylor-Britt. But luckily, the football gods smile on the Bengals, and the ball is dropped by the rookie running back. Yep, just totally, like, bounces off of his knee. Yep. Cam Taylor-Britt should feel very bad about his what he did on that play, but it worked out for the Bengals. Harold Fannin, by the way, I'm wrong. It's still a rookie, but I was thinking it was the Samson guy, but it wasn't. I don't know why I got them confused. 4th and 5, and the Browns are indeed going for it. So we have a shotgun snap for Joe Flacco. He throws. Dropped again! Let's go! Let's go! Jerry Jeudy with the stone hands, and frankly, once again, not very good coverage by the Bengals defense, but the Bengals are just getting, the football gods have said, yes, Bengals, have all the bullshit. That's fine with me. You know what? I just want them to win. I would like more to happen than that, but I just want them to win. Bengals get the turnover on down, so they did get a turnover, just not, the way I was, trying to manifest, but that works out too. So Joe Burrow is going to get the ball at like the 39-yard line. And maybe we can get a Mike Gesicki touchdown. Come on. They did extend that to all the games. Stupid. Except only one overtime period in the regular season. That's stupid. I don't like that. I don't like that. I think you should have to stop the other team personally. But whatever. I still don't think that ties are going to be that likely though, because like how often does overtime even happen, right? Like I mean, you get like maybe like 10, 15. I'm just throwing numbers out there honestly, but like maybe 10, 15 games all year that go into overtime, and then you tell me somebody's not going to get some points in an entire quarter. Like I mean, yeah, it could happen. Shutouts happen all the time, but like both teams get shut out by the defense. Like it feels unlikely to me. But, you know, I mean, it definitely much more likely now than it was. But I still don't think it'll happen all that often. Like, you're not going to be getting a tie every year, right? Can't even bet in my state. What state are you living in, Jeff? That's only a recent change in Ohio that they legalized gambling, which is crazy to me. But I like the new OT rule. I don't. I think it's stupid. I think they've just been completely ruining the whole point of playing defense in the NFL for years, which I mean, I guess it makes for a more watchable game. People like watching offense more than they like watching defense, but I don't like it personally. I think you should have to put out, good defensive performance if you take it to overtime. Otherwise, just win in the regular, win in regulation, Montana? You live in Montana? You're the first person I've ever known who actually live. Now, Montana's a huge state, right? But, like, population-wise, it's pretty low. But you might be the first person I've ever personally known, if you can even count knowing you over the internet as personally knowing. But you're the only person I've personally known from Montana, so that's interesting. Is that a nice place to live? You like it there, Jeff? Touchdown doesn't end in overtime. I know. I mean, if you stop them, it does. So it gives you, some aspect of playing defense. If you stop them, then your offense goes and gets a touchdown. But the bias of the new rules towards offense is why I like the new overtime rule. I don't like the fact that offense is about the only thing anybody ever seems to care about anymore, stranger. Like I like it when defense plays well, Like I know people are like, oh, it's a 4-3 game, which wouldn't happen. But like it's like a 7-3 football game. This is a terrible, boring game. Like no, dude, defense is good. Like, maybe if you actually liked football, that would be one thing. Fucking with you, by the way. 2nd and 9. Joe Burrow, shotgun snap. He's gonna throw it up. It's wide open. T. Higgins, he's got it. Browns are saying he was out, and the ref's saying he was out. Okay, yeah, he might have actually not come down with that. I'd like to see the replay though, where his feet landed. T's not even fighting it, though, so he probably did come out. Yep. He got the first leg down, but that was a really good play there by Ronnie Hickman to push him out before that second foot came down. So, unfortunate. 3rd and 9 now. Did live in Montana between 2019 and 2024. Well, I didn't know that, Mark. 4th quarter. It sure is. Yep. I will change it after this play. No, well, maybe I can change it now before Joe Burrow gets the snap off. Shotgun formation. Yep, he's taking a while. There we go. I got it. All right, 3rd and 9. Come on, Bengals. And he called a timeout. So I had plenty of time anyway. Why did we call a timeout? That's poor game management there. And Joe Burrow's the one who called it, so. I live on the west side, so it's mountains, skiing, and hiking. That sounds beautiful. Like, that sounds amazing, Jeff, honestly. A 4-3 football game would be a very good defensive game if 2 safeties are scored. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That would be fun. 2 safeties, like that's great. Good defensive play is fun to watch. Now, it's maybe not as fun to watch if you're a fan of, one of the teams who's playing, because then you're like, But if it's like a neutral game, like I don't understand why people don't neutrally like defense, because like that's just as much football as anything else. Montana had no sales tax, so that sounds pretty good. All right. 3rd and 9. Joe Burrow, shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Rolls back. Got a lot of pressure, but he throws, and it is caught, but I think he's out of bounds. Yep. Jamar Chase pushed out of bounds. That's twice on the same drive that they got pushed out of bounds. I don't know what's going on with this Bengals offense right now, but not looking great. I like good defense, but given the current rules, I like the new OT. Well, agree to disagree, stranger. I've never been a fan of the new OT rules. I think it's dumb. I think it's like they were born out of like, oh, well, you know, we got Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes playing against each other. You got to give both quarterbacks a chance. And it's like, no, defense should play better, in my opinion. You know, that's what football's about. Touchdown Steelers. Was it Pat Freiermuth? Probably not. I don't think I'd be that lucky. Punts away. And it was not Pat Freiermuth. It was Jalen Warren. And that's going to be a touchback. A lot of touchbacks. In situations you should not be getting touchbacks from. Ryan Rico is not getting out to a good start this year, guys. I know live back in the state I was born in Kansas. Oh, you now live back in the state you were born in Kansas. I've been to Kansas. Much less interesting than Montana sounds. Western part where the mountains are. I guess that's something, right? Live by Bozeman. I don't know where that is. Now back in Nebraska, Kansas. Oh, northeastern Kansas is what you're saying. Okay. Well, there you go. I live in Ohio, where I've lived my whole life. Agree on Rico? Yeah, I don't know. He's not doing a very... He's like everybody was all talking shit about Brad Robbins last year. And, you know, and he wasn't doing very well, to be fair. But, like, Ryan Rico looks just as bad this year. I don't know what's up. But I'm not a big fan of those punts. Not a big fan of those punts. Dayton, Ohio born. Now in southwestern Oregon. Sounds pretty cool. Oregon sounds like a really nice place to live. I'd love to live in, you know, somewhere on a coast, right? Not in Dayton. I don't want to live in Dayton. But you obviously aren't there anymore, so good for you. Good for you getting out of Dayton. Dayton kind of sucks. Cincinnati used to suck, but Cincinnati's gotten, you know, come up a lot. And it's possible that because of that, Dayton ends up getting its shit together at some point, but hasn't yet. Spotted Owl Country? Yep. That's what I've heard. All right. Ooh, God damn it. Steelers are ahead now, 30-26. Come on, Jets. And no touchdowns for Pat Freiermuth through all that. Aaron Rodgers thrown for 4 touchdowns. 229 yards. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers looking pretty good today, man. Now, it's against the Jets. You know, like, you know, what I was saying with the Bengals earlier, the offense got out to a good start and the defense was looking all right in the first half. But I was also like, but it's the Browns. So this is the Jets, to be fair. Like, the Jets are probably going to be pretty bad this year, right? Be nice if they could come back and win this, though. I mean, I'd rather Pat Freiermuth get a touchdown, I think, than the Steelers lose. Because that gets me $100. But, you know. Joe Flacco, shotgun snap. He's going to throw it short to Sampson. He gets like 8 yards. Dude, this fucking soft-ass defense that they play, this style, I don't like it. It's stupid, and I hate it. The Bengals are winning right now, but the defense has got to play better. We're winning only by 1 point. We got to do better than what we're doing right now. Come on, defense. You were doing well earlier. Like, go back to that. Joe Flacco's going to hand the ball off and slices through 2 Bengals players who got in the backfield, but apparently not enough to get him down. Picks up a first down. This is where the defense always fucking falls apart, dude. I call Dayton GD, Greater Dayton. Dayton is just a stop between Cincinnati and Columbus. Yeah. It really is. I've never been a fan of Dayton. Every time I have to go to Dayton, I try to get out as quickly as possible. Steelers are going to finish 10-7 or 4-13. There's no in between. I don't know about that. I think they're most likely going to finish 9-8, as everybody predicts, you know? Like, I mean, they shouldn't, but they probably will. Joe Flacco's just... Oh, my God! Joe Flacco's running for his life in the backfield, and Jordan Battle just gets fucking beat, and Harold Fannin gets open eventually. Joe Flacco gets him for the first fucking down. This is so stupid! God, the defense is... and the offense I will say the offense has not been playing well, especially in the second half. So I don't know what's up with them. But good Lord, man. God, they had Flacco on the run. And Jordan Battle just completely loses track of Harold Fannin. This is so dumb. Joe Flacco is going to be a play-action pass, and he's got a lot of guys on him. Nice job! There you go. Oren Burks taking down Jerome Ford for a loss in the backfield with the short pass. A backfield pass, which has been killing the Bengals all day, but Oren Burks takes him down there. Come on. B.J. Hill doing a good job of getting pressure, but Wyatt Teller does an even better job of pushing him away. Kind of holding him, too, so I don't know about that, but whatever. It's 2nd and 13 now. I think you decline the holding anyway if it... Because they lose the down, I think, too, right? Joe Flacco throws over the middle, and that is caught by Harold Fannin. About a 7-yard pickup. I mean, it's going to be 3rd down and like 7 or 8, but... Man, somebody play some fucking coverage. They're just... Dude, Harold Fannin's just eating today, man. Got 117 yards... Oh, wait, no, that last season at Bowling Green. Okay, I thought they were saying he had 117 yards receiving today. I was about to get so pissed. What does he have today? 62 yards receiving, so that's still not good. All right, from the 43, Joe Flacco, shotgun snap, rolls back, no pressure. He's going to throw it short to Jerry Jeudy. Nice play by Jordan Battle to take him down. There's a flag, though, so I'm wondering what they're going to call. I'm wondering if they're going to call, like, unnecessary roughness here or something. Oh, it's on the Browns. Okay, cool. Holding on the Browns. All right, cool. The Bengals are going to decline that because it's 4th down. And the question is, do the Browns, like, go for it here? Because they might. Yeah, dude, Daquan Jones was mugging Trey Hendrickson. You can't do that. All right. Well, question is, what do the Browns do here? Because I don't even know where the ball's at, to be honest with you right now, off the top of my head. Nope, they're going to punt, so that works out. Because I didn't see where the ball was at. Maybe it was farther back than I thought. There you go. Goes for a touchback. Looked like the Browns are almost going to be in position to pin the Bengals at like the 1, but... Luckily, it goes for the touchback. Now, what we need is the offense to get some fucking points, dude. Mike Gesicki touchdown. That's what we need. That's what I need for, money. BTJ touchdown. Who's BTJ? Brian Thomas Jr. Is that like for the Jaguars? Is that right? Brian Thomas Jr. got a touchdown, and he has a touchdown at least. So maybe are you talking about Brian Thomas? Cool. Don't stop. Yeah. Mark 9-8. Yeah, it feels like 9-8 for the Steelers again, which I'd rather them have a losing, like 8-9 sounds much more pleasant for the Steelers. I don't want them to get a good draft pick, but I also want them to have a losing record and be bad and laugh at them. But, they are playing the Jets. And we'll see what happens with the Jets. But another Steelers touchdown, Rodgers' 4th touchdown pass of the game, 31-26, to everybody on the team but Pat Freiermuth, which is pissing me off. Great open field tackle by Burks. Sure was, stranger. Brian Thomas Jr. Yeah, I figured it out eventually. UC just beat Bowling Green. Yeah, I got a text from one of my classmates about that. So I just said beat those bitch birds. Because that's how I feel about it, right? I went to OU and Bowling Green was annoyingly, like OU was supposed to be one of the best teams, at least in the MAC. But annoyingly, Bowling Green always kind of had their number, which pissed me off. And I had a buddy who went to Bowling Green, so he never let me hear the end of it. So, fuck them birds. Garbage time, Dolphins touchdown and 2-point conversion. 30-8 Colts. All right, well, at least you didn't get shut out. Why'd you even go for 2 at this point? You got like 5 minutes left in the football game. I mean, I guess you might as well. Just see what happens. Can you imagine if you didn't even get the 2-point conversion, though, like with how bad this game's been? Raiders leading 17-10. The Commanders are leading 14-6 over the Giants. I'll get to the rest of those scores here in a minute. All right, Joe Burrow, shotgun formation. He's going to fake the jet sweep to Jamar Chase, and he gets sacked. Myles Garrett wasn't even fooled for a second. Fucking annoying, dude. But it's Myles Garrett. You got to expect that's going to happen at some point. Orlando Brown. Oh! Poor decision by Dylan Fairchild, who knocked Myles Garrett into a position that Orlando Brown wasn't able to handle. So that was perhaps just a poor play by Dylan Fairchild there. Not great. Not great, Bob. Justin Fields is dicing up the Steelers' defense in the air and on the ground today. Well, needs to win the game though. 2nd and 16, and it's a second timeout by the Bengals, who are only leading by 1. This is awful clock management, dude. Zach Taylor used to be so good at this too, clock management. Looks like the Jets are in position to get some points though. Now, with 9:21 left to go in the game, and you can settle for a field goal, that's fine. You know, you're not going to be winning, but... they did get the first down, though. 1st and goal at the Steelers' 5. And can we get Pat Freiermuth to score a touchdown for the Jets? That would be pretty great. I just want the Steelers to lose, man. That's what I really want. At the end of the day, it's what I really want is for the Steelers to lose to the Jets. That'd be funny. That'd be so funny. Even though Aaron Rodgers has had a good game, give him credit. You know, he's had his show-off moment for the Jets. But if the Jets can at least beat him, you know, that'd be good too. All right. Bengals are back out after the inexplicable timeout. The Browns have all 3 of their timeouts. Just saying. Shotgun snap for Burrow. Better protection this time, and yet he still gets sacked. This is unfucking believable. 2 sacks in a row. Myles Garrett's starting to take this shit over, man. God damn it. 3rd and 22 now. And now you're just trying to, you know... I mean, maybe you can get a miracle throw here. But what you're really just trying to do is trying to make sure Ryan Rico has a little bit more room to punt. Fuck, dude. And you knew Myles Garrett was going to show up at some point, too. All right. Shotgun formation for Joe Burrow. The Browns aren't even really trying to... Nope, they are. Oh, my God. Joe Burrow gets sacked a 3rd time. This is fucking ridiculous. It was Myles Garrett again. Fuck, dude. That was almost a safety, too. And it's going to be a sack at the 1-yard line. Unbelievable. Who got beat here? I think it was Dylan Fairchild got beat. Okay, so I'm wrong. Myles Garrett was not indeed the one who made that sack. It was actually on the right side this time. He was just the one who was celebrating. But now Ryan Rico is going to be punting from deep in his own end zone. This is absolutely fucking unbelievable, dude. It's a good punt, though. Well, no, it's not. It's an awful punt. Holy shit. It returns the ball at the 45-yard line, and it gets it down to the other 43. Dude, Ryan Rico, man, like, if this is the way he's going to play, I want Brad Robbins back. Like, this is terrible. Like, I know he was deep, but, like, that was an awful punt. Burrow, only 103 yards passing is horrible. Sure is, Jim. God, in that last drive, he got sacked 3 times in a row. 2 of them by Myles Garrett. Bucks lead Falcons 17-13. Wait, was that 3 sacks in a row? It sure was, Dan. Sure was. And that last one came from the right side. I don't know if that was Mims or fucking Reisner who let that one go, which would suck because Reisner, part of what Reisner was known for last year was not allowing a single sack on Sam Darnold. I don't know, maybe it was Mims. Bengals are still winning, but like, 3-yard play, by the way, on first down, so it's going to be 2nd and 7. And we're just right back where we were before, where the Bengals got that stop and forced the Browns to punt. We're just right back in the same position because the Bengals offense went backwards 3 times in a row and ended up punting to about the same field position. I don't know what these cameras are doing. They're just, like, focusing exclusively on Zach Taylor. Like, just watching Zach Taylor rock back and forth like this for, like, 30 straight seconds. The ball's at the 39-yard line, so we're basically exactly back in the same spot that we were before. Except the difference is it's 2nd and 7 now instead of 3rd and whatever. God, we need some big defensive plays here, man. Gotta get, like, a turnover or fucking something. Why? The offense once again comes out and plays badly in week 1. You know, regardless of what the outcome of this game is. Offense bad in week 1 again. They started out good, too. That's the thing that sucks. Joe Flacco, shotgun formation. He throws, and there you go. There you go. I don't even know what really happened there. I think it was just a bad pass. Third and 7 now. Okay. Can you at least hold him? The problem is a field goal gets him a thing or whatever. Jets got our 4th and goal at the Steelers 1. With 7:12 left in the game, do you go for it or do you take the field goal? All right, Flacco, shotgun snap. He's going to throw over the middle and it's fucking wide open, Jerry Jeudy. I hate this defense, dude. I hate this defense. When it really fucking matters. And it's so annoying right now because the defense has done a pretty good job today. Not great. There's been some fucking problems, but the defense has looked, I think, a little improved from last year, but the offense has just been so fucking bad through most of the game that it doesn't matter. Joe Flacco dirts it on that play. You're maybe gonna get like 2 more shots now because the Browns are in easy field goal range right now, so you're maybe gonna get 2 shots. Are they gonna call that intentional grounding on Flacco? They might. Yeah, I think it's gonna be intentional grounding on Flacco. Yeah, because there wasn't really a receiver in the area, to be fair. Declining the penalty, though, is the Bengals. Why? I'm not sure. Are they calling... Maybe they were saying, like, ineligible man or something like that? I don't know. Either way, the Bengals declined the penalty. Which I'm not sure why. Unless it was some penalty that, like, resets the down, in which case I guess I get it. American sports broadcasting loves showing coaches for some reason. They do it in MLS and NHL so much that you end up missing parts of the game. That's the thing, man. Like, like showing the coach, fine. He's the coach. He's an important member of the team. But like, just literally just like centering on him for fucking ever is annoying. Be about a 4-yard run for the Browns on that play, so they're in pretty simple field goal range now. Fucking annoying. Going to have like less than 5 minutes left to go in the game too, so it's pretty much, I mean, unless it's a really quick 3 and out or something like that, you're probably only going to have 1 more shot at taking the lead. Maybe two. All right, Flacco, shotgun throws, Jeudy, open, Cam Taylor-Britt, no fucking coverage. First down. Absolute fucking garbage, dude. I don't even know what to fucking do. Just sit back and watch as they just march down the field, get a touchdown, and the Bengals offense inevitably comes out and continues to play poorly. That's how many fucking times did this shit happen last year, man? Except the offense had played better up to that point, and the defense had played worse. But this reminds me of the Patriots game last year. All right, it's going to be a handoff, and nice job by the defense to stop him. You know, almost ripped that ball away, but didn't quite do that. But it's a dead stop. Ohtani, 2 home runs now, 48 for the season. Can he score a home run for the Bengals? The Bengals have personal hatred of my mental health. Mine too, Dan. Good Lord. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Keep playing that missed extra point and give the Bengals a little bit of hope here, right? Maybe he misses the extra. Maybe he misses the field goal. If they hold him to a field goal, that is. Knock on wood. Joe Flacco, shotgun snap. He's going to throw a screen pass. Bengals do a good job of stopping that screen play. Mike Pennell on the tackle. And that's Harold Fannin, who, like I said, has been having a big game, but they paid attention to him this time. Sounds good to me. 3rd and 9 now. Can you at least get off the field? And, God, the Browns are milking that clock, too. So, like, the Bengals are legitimately probably only going to have one shot if they let the field goal go. Bengals are probably only going to have one shot to go get a field goal and, you know, get back ahead. Or hopefully a touchdown. I don't know. All right, Flacco, shotgun snap on 3rd and 9. Looking around. There you go. He's going to get sacked! Taking way too long on that play. That sack was all on Joe Flacco, but Trey Hendrickson's the one who brings him down. There you go. That's why you paid the man. That's why you paid Trey Hendrickson, because about the only one on defense you really fucking rely on. Shamar Stewart doing a good job of getting in the backfield there, but, you know, ended up getting redirected around. 4th and 15 now. The field goal unit's coming out, and they're probably going to milk this clock down to about 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. So the Bengals only have 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning, which is annoying as hell. Kick is up, and he missed! He missed! It's no good! He missed it! It was wide right by the slimmest of margins! He missed it! Let's go! He missed it! The Bengals hold on to the lead, and all you gotta do now is just have a decent offensive drive and milk that clock, baby. Let's go! Some good runs by Chase Brown, and we can send this game home by the most annoying of fucking scores, but hell, dude. God, if I end up being right about the Bengals fucking score, the Browns ended up scoring more than I thought they would. But, you know, who was it? I think it was Mike Santagata who said the end of this game was going to be way too close for comfort, and neither team is going to feel good about it. God. It's going to be a handoff to Chase Brown. The Browns knew exactly what was fucking coming there, so they got him in the backfield. That's not great. 2:15 left to go. Did somebody take a timeout? The clock has stopped. The Browns must have taken a timeout, I'm guessing. They reset it to 17 seconds. All right, so the Browns did take their first timeout. All right, come on, offense, man. Like, you lost yards on first down with the run, so you pretty much going to have to probably throw at some point. God. You only lost a yard. Okay, I thought it was lost 2 yards, but still. Good Lord. Shadur Sanders is out there in shades and everything because he is the emergency third quarterback, so he is dressed, but can't play unless guys get hurt, and at this point, obviously, that's not going to happen. So Joe Burrow, he's going to throw the ball. There you go. He's got T. Higgins. T. Higgins gets out of bounds, but he picks up 10 of those 11 yards. So, going to be 1 yard to go, and hopefully you can hand the ball off to Chase Brown here and get the first down. Is it Sake or Sake or I don't know. No good. Touchdown Jets, but missed the 2-point conversion, so it's 32-31. Could be a wild finish. Works for me. Let's go. Browns kicker will be released tomorrow. He might. All right, handoff Chase Brown, and he was pretty short. That guy's got his fist up. I think that's 4th down. Fuck! What is going on with this offense, man? Can we at least get the chain gang or something? Like, he did get a little bit. I don't know if he got enough, but he did get a little bit. Con or not, if it ends up with a game-winning field goal. Fuck off, Jim. I'm going to be... What the hell is this offense doing, man? By definite, like, other than the Tanner Hudson fumble, this is exactly what fucking happened last year. You know, they fucked around and found out against the Patriots. Now they're looking like they're going to fuck around and find out against the Browns. I mean, at least if they punt, maybe the defense can come through. There's still the opportunity for the defense to come through, you know? Browns, I believe, have 2 timeouts, which, with 2 minutes left to go, is plenty of fucking time. Yeah, with the 2-minute warning, 4th and 1, the Bengals at the 35. There's no way you risk it and go for it here, especially after they just stopped you cold. So they're going to fucking punt. The Browns are at least not going to have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, which is a fucking plus. I'm not sure what you're saying, Jim, but it's probably trash talk, so fuck off. I mean, don't really. Like, you're more than welcome to trash talk if you want. I like the banter, but, you know, beyond just me being a good sport about it, fuck off, right? NFL Sunday ticket being $34.50 a month now, apparently. That's still a really high price just for watching football, dude. Like, I don't know. Maybe worth it. I don't know. I'm probably going to give it that 7-day free trial at some point and see if it's worth it or not. But if you combine that with YouTube TV at the full price, that's what, like, $110 a month? Like, there's no way that's worth it unless you just have a lot of money. Or if you're willing to work extra for that money, like I said, I'd probably be willing to do. All right. Well, Ryan Rico, you've been punting bad all game, but can you come out and make yourself look better? Joe Burrow is still on the field. What the fuck? All right, 35. I mean, I'm sure they're probably just trying to get him to jump. They're probably not going to go for it here. Joe Burrow, shotgun formation, and he's looking around. He's motioning a guy around. He's not going to snap it. He's motioning Jamar Chase in, and nothing's happening. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Yep. Now, the question is, did they take a timeout? Nope, they took the flag. Why? Why did you take the flag? You know, like, I mean, he can't possibly have a... Fuck, I'm not even going to say that. I don't want to jinx it. So, Ryan Rico, you've got a chance to come out here and redeem yourself. Please, for the love of God, have a halfway fucking decent punt for the first time in this whole goddamn game, motherfucker. That'd be really nice. Why do the Bengals do this to me? Why? Why can't you be a normal football team? Win games you're supposed to win. And not make it, like, the most painful process you can possibly make. All right, and that's actually a decent punt by Rico there. All right, and it's whiffed on the tackle there, so it's going to be down to about the 33-yard line. And the defense has a chance to stop them, but they got to actually do it. And they've been good in spots today, right? Like, they've been good in some spots. Now the nice thing is the Browns pretty much can't run the ball. They only have 2 timeouts. I guess they could run the ball, right? Like, they could probably run the ball at least once and take a timeout to try to catch the Bengals off guard or something. But they're almost certainly not going to run the ball, right? So you can at least rest assured knowing that you probably know they're going to pass. Their pass defense hasn't been great today, though. Joe Flacco, shotgun formation, no pass rush at all. The Browns are going to throw it short to David Njoku, and he only picks up about 9. So that's about the equivalent of a run. But they're gonna save that time. They're gonna save their timeouts too, I guess. They're trying to milk the clock is what they're doing. 2nd and 1. Flacco takes a shotgun snap and he throws. It's intercepted. There you go on the ricochet again! It's DJ Turner this time. It's a different guy. But DJ Turner comes up with the ricocheted interception, and that might be about it, y'all. I think the Bengals might need to get a first down, but that might be about it, y'all. And either way, I think they might be in field goal range, too. Let's fucking go! Let's go! The ball bounced the Bengals' way this time in week 1. Last time that happened was 2021. Jeff, if you're still here, I need to correct myself earlier. I said the last time the Bengals won in week 1 was 2018. That was not correct. I said that was the last time the Bengals won definitively in week 1. But they did beat the Vikings in 2021 in week 1. And the reason I said that wasn't definitive is because Dalvin Cook, there's some questionable whether he actually fumbled the ball or not. All right, Chase Brown gets swarmed in the backfield. They're not quite in field goal range, actually, so I'm kind of wrong about that. But Browns are going to take their first time out with 1:20 left to go. And the Bengals are at the very least going to be able to get this clock down to like probably 30 seconds left or something like that. So you're feeling pretty good. You know, just don't let any fucking Hail Marys go or something like that. If you do give the ball back to the Browns, hopefully you don't. Hopefully Chase Brown can break a run here. But if he doesn't and you got to punt, then punt and just make the Browns take their timeouts. That's the thing, which you're going to do. So hand the ball off, Chase Brown on this play. Maybe he goes down, fine, whatever. And then you probably just hand the ball off again to make that clock run down. And then Ryan Rico punt wherever you fucking can. Just don't allow a big fucking return. So either out of bounds, if it's a touchback, it's a touchback. Just don't allow a big return. And you can probably get that clock down pretty far. And then it's just about, the Browns have, 30 seconds. And that is offsides on the Browns, I think. Let's see. Or encroachment. I think that might be encroachment on the Browns. If not, it's going to be a false start on the Bengals, which is not a big deal. It is! It is! It's on the Browns. It's offsides on the Browns. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Encroachment, actually, is encroachment on the Browns. Let's go. We did it. We broke the curse. Shut the fuck up, Conley. Don't say it yet. Hold on. Wait. I've seen the Bengals lose in shittier situations. Wait. Joe got him. Yep, well. Joe Flacco, through no fault of his own, to be fair, has turned the ball over 2 times today. So we were right about that. Maybe I should have bet that Joe Flacco was going to throw an interception. That would have gotten me some money, probably. Whatever. Under center is Joe Burrow. Now it's 2nd and 8. So it's not even really that big of a deal, but it helps. What the fuck? Bengals. Okay, the Bengals took their final timeout. They let that clock run down for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why they let the clock run down like that, but it's a timeout, whatever. Big run. Big run by the Commanders there. That's for a touchdown, so they're pretty much going to definitively beat the Giants at this point. Let's see. What else we got? We going to get a Bengals win? Please. It's been 84 years. But yeah, Jeff, I think I explained this earlier, but the last time the Bengals won was 2021. The last time they won definitively was in 2018. And that will continue to be the case, fucking apparently. That will continue to be the case because, Bengals were lucky because offense was horrible in the second half. The offense was horrible in the second half, Jim. They didn't turn the ball over, which helps, but the defense wasn't very good in the second half. They were opportunistic, which... give me a second. Chase Brown's going to take the handoff, and he just gets eaten alive in the backfield. Man. Again, not a big deal. 1:16 left, and then the Bengals are probably going to run one more time, and they will take 40 seconds off the clock. So that'll leave the Browns, I think, let's see, with about 40 seconds left, right? about one full play clock left of time. And so really, all you got to do is just punt the ball into... I mean, if you can pin them, great. But, make sure you put some oomph behind the punt. Because, like, if you don't pin them, a touchback is probably okay in the situation, right? Because the Browns are out of timeouts. And they'll only have, like, 40 seconds to do the thing, right? So, you just don't want to give up a big play on defense. And you want to do the best you can here. So, it's going to be a handoff to Chase Brown, who bounces once. Good God. That's three plays in a row. He's just gone backwards. Which, if you're punting, I guess is fine. You're giving Ryan Rico a little more room to work with. Would have been nice if they could have gotten a field goal. But, whatever. So, yep. Okay, so I think you're going to be able to get this down to about 30-ish seconds left. I was wrong about my assumption. But you're going to get this down to about, probably 33, 32 seconds left. They might even take the delay of game, honestly, just to give them a little more room to punt. That way they can take as much clock off off there as possible. Yep, that clock's running out. With 30 seconds left, the Bengals take the delay of game, and they're going to be punting from about the 50-yard line. So that should give, like Ryan Rico, I swear to God, Ryan Rico, you have the opportunity for just a legendary punt right now, right? Not really, because it's against the Browns in week 1, but you have an opportunity for a punt that will be remembered right now. If you could pin them at like the 1 or 2 or 3, man, I'm just saying, think about it. You could go down in the week 1 history books. Come on, Ryan. Come on. Redeem yourself, please. Punt us away. And that is up. Oh, nice. And it's down to the 1. It got it done. It wasn't a coffin corner, but that bounced perfectly. And it was almost bad coverage. Almost like let his foot go into the end zone there. But doesn't. The Browns get the ball at the 1-yard line with 11 seconds off the clock too. That had some hang time. 19 seconds left on the clock from the 1-yard line. And the Browns have no timeouts. So barring an absolute fucking miracle from the Browns here, Just don't let a big play go, right? Like, I mean, rush the minimum number of guys, maybe even drop a guy off into coverage, which they're not doing, but that's fine. Joe Flacco running around trying to find something, eventually gets hit, but he gets rid of the ball. 4 seconds left to go now, and the Browns still have the ball at the 1-yard line. So, 13 seconds left to go. So, 13 seconds left to go. This is going to have to be a big pass for it to really matter, honestly, right? Because if it's a short pass and it have to be out of bounds, then you're probably not going to have enough time to go get the field goal, right? So 13 seconds left. I should be sure that the Bengals are going to win right now, but I'm not, which is why I'm talking it through. Flacco under center throws it short, out of bounds. I mean, he caught it. Jamari Thrash, I believe, caught it. So it is a catch for about 6 yards. But now it took 5 seconds off the clock. 5 of the 13 seconds off the clock. I don't know if that's, enough bang for your buck there, really. It gives you a little bit more room for a Hail Mary, I guess. Right? 8 seconds left. Safety, let's get a safety. That's okay. We don't need a safety, Dan. We just need them to not get a field goal. That's pretty much it. 7 seconds left, and it's going to be a false start. It's going to be a false start on the Browns. Good Lord. Oh, we might get that safety after all, Dan. We might get that safety after all. Probably not, but we might. Daquan Jones with the false start. Oh, boy. And the Bengals, barring absolute fucking disaster, almost certainly are going to come away with a Week 1 win for the first time since 2021. Although not a definitive first round for Week 1 win, which hasn't happened since 2018. Joe Flacco, shotgun snap in the backfield. He does get hit in the end zone, but it's not going to be enough. Jerry Jeudy catches it because of absolutely horrendous coverage. by Cam Taylor-Britt. But luckily, they bring him down, and that is it. The game is over. The Bengals have beaten the Cleveland Browns and won 17-16. Yeah, cool. We won. We did win. I might lose all my hair by the end. I might go take a shower after this and not have any hair left when I'm done. But we won. We won, and hey, Conley, we now can say, where's your comment, bub? Did I go too far? Here you go. We did break the curse now. The curse is broken. We won week 1. We barely won week 1. We beat the Browns, but we barely did it. I think Thomas was saying he might call at some point. Never got around to it. That's fine. Got the win, though. Way too close for comfort. Mike Santagata might be a fucking prophet, or if it was either him or Matt Minnick. It was one of the two. Either way, they might be a prophet. Well, I will say, you know what? As bad of a job as Ryan Rico did punting today, that last punt was a phenomenal job. So I'll reset on Ryan Rico. You know what? Like, you got it done when it mattered, so I'll take it. That worked out. 1-0, baby! Hooray! We all remember where we were for the first week 1 win. Yep. Man, it feels like it's been forever. Bengals are 1-0. Now, you know, next week they don't play the Browns. Who do we play next week? Fuck, I can't remember off the top of my head. I should know this. Next week we play the Jaguars. So, they're doing pretty well against the Panthers right now. But this, you know, Panthers, who you know, I thought the Panthers were going to be better than the Jaguars this year, but they definitely didn't look like that in week 1. But anyway, Jaguars next week. Hopefully we can come away with that win. And then we got the Vikings. Jim, we got your Vikings the week after that, so hopefully we can win that game. I say it now? Yeah, I already put your comment up. We broke the curse. We finally did it now. Boswell, 59-yard field goal, 34-32. Steelers take the lead. That's annoying. 1:03 left to go. You know what? Since, like, the Bengals game's over, I'm just going to go ahead and switch to the Steelers game. We're going to see. Justin Fields throws a nice pass there to somebody. Garrett Wilson, probably. Yeah, Garrett Wilson. All right, the Jets only have 1 timeout left, so they're basically just trying to go for a field goal here. Can they get it done? Justin Fields rolls back, looking around, gets out of pressure. He's going to throw it, and, broken up. That's pass interference. What? Clear pass interference. Fucking shit, man. Let me see the replay, but that looked like pass interference all the way to me. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. That was close. But because of the Steelers, you know, they're not going to give it to him close. All right. Jalen Ramsey out there. Justin Fields on the other side. Shotgun formation. 3rd and 3. Clock is stopped with 30 seconds left to go. Justin Fields takes the snap. Just got to get rid of it. All right, 4th and 3. This is it. Got to get it here. Got to get it first down here or you're screwed. You know, got to get it anywhere. Even if you have to take the timeout. That would suck. But even if you have to take the timeout, you got to get it first down. Dan, not if the Bengals still miss the playoffs at the end of the season. What? What does that have to do with what Dan said? I'm confused. The Bengals won. But yeah, we won. I don't know why it was that fucking hard, but we won. Yeah, Saints definitely didn't win. All right, Justin Fields steps up, and he's got... Oh, no! He dropped it! Oh, Steelers win. Fuck. God damn it. And Pat Freiermuth didn't even get a touchdown. Shit ass, dude. Come on. We got any other games going on? Let's see. Jaguars, Panthers. That got the feelings of a blowout. Nobody cares. Buccaneers, Falcons are close, but I'm not entirely sure I care enough to switch to that. Giants, Commanders. So, I don't know. Looks like the only game worth switching to right now is Falcons, Bucks. So, what do you think? Should I watch through the end of that game, or are we about done here, guys? I'm happy with how we performed. I'm not. We won, and I'm still not happy about it. 4th down, incomplete, Steelers win. I know. It's fucking bullshit. I'm not sure I care about. You know what? I don't know. I want to be more NFL focused than I sometimes am. So why don't we? Let me see if I can. I don't even know if I can switch to the Falcons game. Oh wait, no, here it is. Here we go. All right, Falcons, Buccaneers. Buccaneers have the ball, but they're down 3. Baker Mayfield's got the ball 1st and 10. From the 37-yard line. The Bucks 37 to be clear. All right, takes a shotgun snap, rolls back, throws, and that's caught in the middle of the field. It's a violent tackle, but he held on to it as Mike Evans. And that's the 2-minute warning, too. So when we come back from the 2-minute warning, the Buccaneers are going to basically be about at midfield. See if they can pull off the win against Michael Penix and the Falcons. Who, by the way, Michael Penix hasn't looked super bad today. 1 touchdown, no interceptions, so not the most amazing game of all time, but, not screwing it up either, so you got to give him credit for that. We are 1-0, depressed Bengals fans, so, you still have every right to be depressed after that bullshit, though, but, yep, 1-0. Sure are. Barely Bengals fan, offense sucked in the second half. They sure did, Jim. The offense sure did suck in the second half. And the defense wasn't really very good in the second half either, but, they came through when it mattered. So, hey, look, that was the defense, it was the Browns. To be clear, it was the Browns. But that's about more of what I'm expecting out of the Bengals defense this year, right? Like, they're not great, but, they can do enough to, get it done to some extent. And that's more of what I'm expecting out of the Bengals defense this year, right? Like, not really the best in the nation, not expecting anything crazy like that, but pretty good, right? That's what I'm like pretty good. Okay, no, I'm not. Like, below average is basically what I'm expecting this year. Like good enough to complement a good offense or beat the Browns, right? And that's what we got. We got a defense who came through when it mattered, and that's what Al Golden's defense is going to do this year. Then I'll take that because our offense should be a lot better than it was today. I don't know why the offense had so much fucking trouble today, but they were just like that last year, week 1. So I'd be a little surprised if they did that again. But I don't know. It's Jaguars defense, and the Jaguars defense done a pretty good job against the Panthers today. So now I think there's a bit of a talent differential between the Bengals and the Panthers, but I don't know. Bryce Young, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, hasn't been sacked. Chuba Hubbard has been their leading rusher, but only with 54 yards. Tet McMillan got 32 yards on 3 receptions. But really, it's been all about Travis Etienne, apparently, who's had 102 yards, no touchdowns, though. Trevor Lawrence has thrown 1 touchdown to BTJ, as I deciphered earlier. All right, well, 2-minute warning. After the 2-minute warning, it is the Falcons are up 20-17, but the Buccaneers have the ball at the 49-yard line. Their own 49-yard line, but that's about the same either way. All right, Baker Mayfield's going to throw it short for only about a yard, for about a 1-yard pickup. It's going to get them to midfield. And is that Jones, number 7? No, Irving. It's Bucky Irving. Okay. Bucky Irving with the catch. The 1 yard single catch. 2nd and 9. Baker Mayfield's getting rushed, but he gets out of the rush. Throws it. Manages to not get sacked. Does have to throw the ball away. But, hey, doesn't get sacked. It's going to be 3rd and 9. But for what it's worth, it's every down is 4 down territory right now. There's no giving the ball back to the Falcons. Like, you can't be doing that. So, Baker Mayfield may have found somebody, but he was getting hit as he threw, so there was no chance. So whether he threw it away or not, kind of hard to say. They're only about 15 yards away from field goal range, so field goal range would at least tie it up. Now, I don't know if I'm going to stick around for overtime, but... All right, Baker Mayfield throws, and there you go. That's a big play. That's a big 11-yard play, and that gets the Buccaneers much closer to their goal, but more importantly, gets them a first down. Not quite in field goal range yet. They're at the 40. I mean, if you got a really good kicker, but I don't know if McLaughlin is that level. Baker Mayfield's going to throw it all the way away to the point where it would be intentional grounding, I think. There's a flag. But the Buccaneers are acting like it's on the Falcons, so... Like, if it wasn't for the fact that he was way out of the pocket, that'd be intentional grounding. But I think they're going to say that... I think the Buccaneers are arguing, I think, that that's roughing the passer on Baker... on the Falcons rusher there. And he did hit him kind of late, but not like he was in the process of trying to hit him before he... They are saying roughing the passer. Okay, well that's a big boost for the Falcons. I mean for the Buccaneers. Raheem Morris isn't happy about it, and to be fair, it's kind of a weak roughing the passer, but you know, as far as consistency and the way the NFL normally calls it, that's probably the right call. So the Buccaneers are now going to get the ball at like the 26 or something. Nick, the Bengals are undefeated. Let's go. Yep, they sure are. They are, after one game, they are undefeated against the Browns. Definitely doesn't feel like we should be 1-0. Not after that game. It sure doesn't. Sure doesn't after that game. But, you know, it is what it is. 1 minute left to go. Baker Mayfield throws it for the end zone, and it's a touchdown. All right. That is number 2. I have no idea who number 2 is. Emeka Egbuka. Okay, there's Emeka Egbuka with the touchdown. So if you had Emeka Egbuka in fantasy, then you're happy about that one. Or if you're a Buccaneers fan. Or if you just kind of like the Buccaneers for whatever reason. All right, Emeka Egbuka with the touchdown, and that gives a 3-point lead for the Buccaneers, pending the extra point. All right, McLaughlin's going to come out, trying to sink that extra point, which the Browns kicker missed. And he misses too. That doinked off the left post. All right, well, it's only going to be 23. It's only going to be a 3-point lead for the Buccaneers, so their defense is going to have to come through here with 59 seconds left. The Falcons, the difference between the Falcons and the Browns is the Falcons have 2 timeouts. So... What the fuck? Apparently somebody threw it. What the fuck? Apparently in the second quarter, somebody threw a fucking dildo on the field during the Bengals game. That's insane. That's fucking Browns fans, dude. All right. So the Buccaneers do a good job covering that kick return. And there's a flag on the play. What the fucking flag happy here? And it's going to be an illegal block in the back on the Falcons. So they're just shooting themselves in the foot here. Well, Michael Penix is going to get the opportunity to flop his Penix on the field. Can he have a Patrick Mahomes-like fucking game-saving drive here? They do have 2 timeouts, to be fair. Let's see what happens. Michael Penix is in the shotgun formation. From the 14-yard line is where they're going to start. 51 seconds left. He's going to he's going to get swarmed, and he's just going to end up running it. And he slides, gets a first down, but they're pretty much going to have to take a timeout because of that. Which, I mean, that's not a bad move, honestly. Just fucking run. You got 2 timeouts. It's going to be your last drive no matter what. If there's nothing there, be safe with the ball, run it. That's probably a good move by Michael Penix. Because the Buccaneers aren't really worried about him running the ball. Like they don't give a shit. Like it's not Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's about the only quarterback in the NFL who'd take that to the house. All right. Michael Penix. 1st and 10, this time from the 26-yard line. Got 1 timeout, 43 seconds left on the clock. Takes a shotgun snap, rolls back, and he fires to the right side. He's got a man, and this is poor tackling on the Buccaneers' part, so he ended up picking up about 26 yards there. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Might not have been 26. Let's see. Let's see. 5, 10... Yeah, should have gone out so 21 yards, not 26. Shows that Flacco is done, time to retire. And Flacco wasn't bad today, man. Like, he had 2 interceptions, but neither of those were Joe Flacco's fault. It was they were basically ricochets because the receiver had bad hands. That was not Joe Flacco's fault, in any way, shape, or form. All right, Penix. Shotgun formation. He's going to throw across the middle. He's got Kyle Pitts this time. And that's field goal range. Good Lord. 27 seconds left to go, and the clock is stopped. Can't imagine they took their last timeout already. They did. The Falcons took their final timeout with 27 seconds left to go. It'd be fucking hilarious if they just ran out of time here. Wouldn't that be funny? If they just because they're not gonna kick the field goal now, right now they're not gonna kick the field goal right now. I mean, I guess they still have spikes. They can still spike the ball, but you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot there. I would have hurried up to the line, but whatever. All right, 23-20. The Falcons have the ball at the 41-yard line. Odd place to take a timeout, but whatever. Michael Penix, shotgun snap, rolls back, and he's got some pressure, but he does get the ball off. And that is a nice job to stay on his feet, but he's not able to get out of bounds. And it's 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, and there's a spike at 9 seconds. Poor tackling on the Buccaneers' part, but at least good enough to be heads up to keep them in bounds. So, with 9 seconds left, you've maybe got time for another play, but it's like a shot at the end zone, right? Because, you can't risk throwing the ball in the middle of the field right now. You can't risk throwing the ball. Oh no, he did step out of bounds. Okay, so well that's going to stop the clock then. Okay, yeah, he did step out of bounds. So yeah, that'll give him the time back. Raheem Morris is correct that he did indeed step out of bounds. So that will push them back, but it will also give them some more time on the clock. Bijan Robinson, the ball catcher there. Now, how much time are they going to give him? Like, they should give him like at least 21 seconds. Yeah, I was about to say they should give him at least like 15 more seconds there. 21 seconds, and so all right. Well, that opens up a lot then because you can just throw it to the middle of the field, and you're going to be able to spike and take that field goal. Apologies, guys, but I don't even know if any of y'all are even here anymore. But if you are, I'm not going into overtime. Like, if this goes into overtime, then I don't care that much about the Falcons and Buccaneers, so we're just going to fuck off at that point, I think. Michael Penix is in the shotgun formation. And he's going to roll back. Still throwing. And he's going to get Kyle Pitts, who gets the first down. Gets out of bounds, too. With like 16 seconds left. So you still got time to be throwing the ball. You could still win it, honestly. Like that Bijan Robinson accidentally stepping out of bounds is huge right now. Because otherwise you almost were going to run out of time. Now I will say you got to be real careful not to get tackled in the middle of the field right now, because with 16 seconds left, you might not have time to spike the ball. You got to be careful not to get like a delay of game too. Or not a delay of game, but a false start or something. Although I guess if you did get a false start, it's fine. Over the middle, and that is a nice job to knock that ball away. I'm sorry, not over the middle. It was, to the left side. That was a big pass. He had a man, but that was at the last second knocked away. By number 21. I don't know who 21 is. Yeah, that was a catch, too. Like, if it hadn't been for that last second heads-up play there, that would have been a touchdown. He just saved the game for the Buccaneers. It's Kellen Winslow Jr. Not Kellen Winslow. That's the completely different guy. It's the fucking junior guy. Like the safety who plays for the Buccaneers. I forget his name off the top of my head. His dad used to play in the NFL. Penix throws it up, and that is not going. That's going to be too far. There's a lot of contact, but no flags. All right, 6 seconds left. You might have enough time for another shot at the end zone here. Have to be a quick pass, but you might just take the field goal too. Probably taking the field goal is a smart move here. With 6 seconds left, you don't want to accidentally run out of time. Yeah, and they are gonna. They are, and this is also because it's also it's like third down, so you also get an opportunity for like, a bad snap. The Buccaneers are gonna ice the kicker. Yay! I mean, that's all you can do now. Todd Bowles is just kind of like out of ideas, like try to fucking ice him. Now he did doink one, McLaughlin doinked one. So that would be wild. That would be wild. Because the only reason the Falcons have the opportunity to tie it right now is because McLaughlin doinked that post. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy, guys. If the Falcons won because of that. Boy. Alright, 44-yard attempt. Let's see if young Wake Koo's got it in him to make a very standard NFL field goal kick. Kick is up, and that is no good! He missed it! That was way wide right. Good Lord! Good Lord! 2 seconds left, and that's going to be a turnover. Good Lord. And the Buccaneers are going to escape. That was worth watching this game for, you know? I was thinking about not even doing the Buccaneers-Falcons because I don't really care that much who wins. Younghoe Koo, one of the best kickers in the NFL, honestly. Just shredded that kick. My God. Man. Some of these week 1 games, man, coming down to the wire against teams you should be able to easily beat. The Bengals doing that with the fucking Browns. The Buccaneers doing that with the Falcons. I mean, come on, man. All right, well, that's the final. That's the final of this one, y'all. So that was a wild finish. I'll go ahead and at least mention the rest of these scores before I head out of here. Jaguars currently leading the Panthers still 20-3. But I mean, they're still in the third quarter. That's crazy. The Broncos and Titans have already started their game, and they're tied 3-3. 49ers are beating the Seahawks 6-0. And I think pending an extra point, sounds like they just got a touchdown or something like that. Lions and Packers have started, so I think I will personally, I'm not going to be streaming that, but I'll personally go watch that. Texans, Rams, still 0-0. The Buccaneers beat the Falcons 23-20. The Colts beat the Dolphins 33-8. The Raiders beat the Patriots 20-13. The Cardinals beat the Saints, as both me and Mikey predicted, 20-13. The Steelers, they get away with one against the fucking Jets, 34-32. And Aaron Rodgers had a very good game also. Give him credit. Commanders beat the Giants 21-6. And then obviously the Eagles beat the Cowboys 24-20 on Thursday Night Football. And the Chargers upset the Chiefs 27-21. That's makes me very happy. But anyway, I'm out of here. So I'll see y'all. Me and Mikey obviously going to be streaming the Thursday night game. And then we'll have this new show that we're trying out. Me and Mikey, and then Nick and Jake Boeskool are going to be correspondents on that too. I've talked to Thomas about doing it, but I haven't heard a whole lot back from him yet. So right now it's just us four. Thomas might join at some point. But anyway, Bengals get the win. I'll definitely see y'all on Thursday, and I'll definitely see y'all when the Bengals play next, which I think is Sunday. And should have a video coming out this week that's kind of like a recap, power rankings, skit type of thing. Yep, that's it. That's it. Bengals get the win, 17-16. And I did correctly predict the Bengals offensive score, which makes me sad because that doesn't make me feel good. Bengals defense did an all right job, but again, it's against the Browns, so whatever. So anyway, that's it for me. I'll see y'all next time, and I'll leave y'all, as always, with a hoot-ay!